Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. What's going on, King Picks? I know, right? What's going on? What's going on, Sin? Shout outs to Insane One in the building. 1 second. Damn, this thing is loud. Hold on. Oh, can I turn it down? Hold on. I wonder if you guys can hear. Just hold on. Hold on, y'all. What's up? We're going. Let me see if we could do a little. If this will pop up real quick. A little game stream, real quick. Let's see. Fuck! I done took it down. Hold on, y'all. Lord have mercy. Here we go. It actually comes up in my headphones too. Let's see. Let me share this real quick and see if you guys could actually see and hear it. Give me 1 second. Don't tell me it got to be up on my screen for us to see it. Phone and computer. Come on now. See if it works. Okay, so you guys can't hear it. See if it works. Okay, so you guys can't hear it. Yeah, you guys can't hear it. What the hell? Hold on, y'all. I finally got a good connection here. Don't pay attention to the background screen. I finally got a good connection here, and what the hell? Why did it do that? Why did it start all over? All right. Anyway, let me see. Cancel this. Go back to it. Let's see. Won't share the audio tab. Oh, well, you guys could just see it. Let me All right, let me stop messing around. All right, well, we're live. Shout outs to everybody here. I'll just turn it down on my end. But shout outs to everybody here. It's Player Talk Radio. We are here in the building. We'll just wait till a couple of people get in. Oh, somebody sent me a message. Hold on, y'all. Shout outs to the Insane One in the building. Shout outs to Cynical in the building. And shout outs to King Picks, man. We got some stuff to talk about. I thought I would be able to play this little video game in the background while doing today's show, but I don't think that's gonna really work if this fucking screen keeps cutting off. Give me 1 second. Man, we're gonna talk about a couple of things, you know. No. We got Anton running around these YouTube streets. He a whole gangster now. This whole Curry, this whole hey y'all, hey listen, hey y'all seen it first over on Player Talk Radio, man. We thoroughly went through it. This whole uh well, y'all can't even hear the music in the background, so I'll probably play a little bit of. Let me do this just for the sake of the stream. I will. Let me do this. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I can hear stuff that you guys can't hear. So let me put this on mute and give y'all some background music while we chop it up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna wait till more people come in the building. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, put a one in the chat if you in the building. Let me know where you tapping in from. Give me 1 second. Let me do this real quick. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening, man. I know Corey Holcomb probably wish he didn't invite old boy Anton over to his show, man. I know he's probably he's probably going through it. Even his own people. I seen a couple of content creators react to the video, and they were on Corey's side, and I was like, damn, because like I said, I fucks with Corey Holcomb, but they was on Corey's side. My bad, y'all. I'm still a little bit under the weather. Please hit the like button. Please support the show. But they were on Corey's side, man. They was on Corey's side for a good minute, man. They was rocking with Corey Holcomb, and then they let the video play out. And when they let the video play out, they were like, "Damn, Anton over there punking him." There was a lot of people that really wanted to they really wanted to they really wanted to not be on Anton's side. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on today's show. We going because there was a lot of it, not even a little bit. There was a lot of bit of hypocrisy. you know No, I didn't see his reaction to it, but it's just a whole. I mean, not him, but I'm just telling y'all the space. I could just tell y'all the full fakery that's gonna happen in the space that you guys are gonna run into. And I said this. I said this when we first went over it. I'm like, man, you know how much fake shit y'all are finna run into with the with the just watching this shit. It's just endless fake shit y'all gonna run into, because it's the thing. Technically, right? If you're in the manosphere or you're in these black spaces and stuff like that, technically you're supposed to be on quote unquote Anton's side. You know what I'm saying? Because Anton is supposed to be the good guy. Anton is supposed to this. I'm doing it by y'all metrics, and also by the fake ass metrics of the space. Give me 1 second. Let me put a damn shirt on. I got the fan on in the room, but it's a little chilly in here. Give me 1 second, real quick. I'm up here playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 9 and talking to you guys real quick. I was gonna go live earlier, but I didn't. I'm still under the weather, but I said let me work real quick and kind of see if this if I could do a slight little video game stream and chop it up with you guys, try to test it out, because I said, this year we're going to be doing more gaming streams and stuff, and just chopping it up, because we're going to hide some of the real shit under some of these gaming live streams and stuff like that. Kind of just got to that point. So please hit the like button, please support the show. Give me 1 second. Let me put on my sweater real quick because it's a little bit chilly. I'm not under my covers anymore. I'm up working. So give me 1 second, guys. All right. So we back. All right. So what's going on, Lonnie? What's good? What's going on, player? Hey, man. Say, man. Happy New Year's to you. Congratulations to you, by the way, too, man. I see you received a bundle of joy, man. I'm super proud of you, man. Super congratulations, man. For sure. Good to see you, man. I saw you received a bundle of joy last year. I said, oh, man. Shout out to my brother, Lonnie Cabal TV. Make sure y'all head over to his channel and subscribe, man. Subscribe to the tribe, That's my brother right there, you dig? Good Lord, why is this thing doing this? Go to the damn game. All right. So look, what I was saying was, because a lot of people are so fucking fake in this space, was that the space technically is supposed to be on Anton's side. If we're going just by, hold on. Yeah, if we're going just by, what I'm saying, metrics, and what you guys like to consume or would like to think, and I'm gonna go over that, right? Yeah, yes, sir, man. Shout out to my brother Lonnie Cabal in the building. So the space, right? Quote unquote, the manosphere and adjacent spaces. What I was saying on the last show was that the space is so far behind that we don't have enough archetypes. We don't have enough, archetypes, to that, that represents the black man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to, put yourselves in a small box. And what I mean by small box is y'all say, oh, well, you're either a Pookie or a Ray Ray. And if you're gonna say that, okay, well, look, I'm either a Pookie or a Ray Ray. Yeah, definitely. I did a take on it when it first dropped, bro. But I'm gonna re-go over everything. We're gonna re-go over everything. Well, both guys are comedians. Both guys aren't comedians. One is a comedian. One is a comedian, and one is a guy that's on social media that just recently got red-pilled within the last couple of years. You hear me? So, listen. Anton Daniels is playing the internet game, like I said, for the longest time. Corey Holcomb is playing the regular media comedian game. Anton for sure is gonna win. It's not like Anton is playing chess, which he is, But Anton for sure is gonna win. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this shit. Hold on. What the hell just happened, man? Why everything wait till I go live to start acting dumb? Hold on, y'all. Alright, please don't forget to hit the like button and support the show. Hold on, y'all. Put some links in the chat real quick if you guys are kicking it with me real quick. Evo Sosa, what's good, man? Happy New Year, man. Good to see you guys. Wow, everybody chiming in. Wow, maybe I should go, maybe I should bring back a third shift. Should go start going live a little bit late for you guys. You know, it's midday here. I was sick as a dog. You know. Yeah, y'all, please come on in, hit the like button, support the show. I will share the screen, and we're gonna go over everything a little bit later. I'm just, kind of kicking it, making sure everybody's here in the building. But yeah, I was saying that we don't have enough archetypes in the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he tried to bully him and it backfired. That's kind of what happened. But Corey's not too wrong. Like I said, because he's a comedian, and you know what I'm saying, Lonnie? They get hecklers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they get hecklers. They get hecklers all the time. So, but a comedian shouldn't move like a heckler. You understand what I'm saying? Anton's not necessarily a heckler. Give me 1 second, guys. So this is what happened. And this is what I've been saying for the longest time. You guys have to hear what I'm saying and hear what I'm saying clear, right? We don't have enough representation in the black manosphere or in these male spaces and stuff like that. And if you're using manosphere rhetoric and manosphere talking points in your videos, I'm gonna just assume that you're manosphere. I'm not gonna listen to the new niggas that's around here that's goofy as hell, talking about some I don't like manosphere niggas, and then turn around and use manosphere nigga rhetoric on they fucking show all damn day. All right, safe to say, we've taken over mainstream media and got y'all sounding like us, but y'all ain't us. Some of the new cats, right? But Anton, he's technically a new cat. He's using nothing but manosphere rhetoric. He's using nothing but young online terms and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna ruffle Corey Holcomb's feathers, because Corey Holcomb is like that uncle, that funny ass uncle. You know what I'm saying? That you can kick it with, talk to, and just on some real player, on some real man shit, or if you on the tricking side of the game, yeah, go ahead, go off, right? But a lot of that shit is dated, if you're gonna be talking about modern politics, if you're gonna be talking about black history, if you're gonna be talking about all of that stuff nowadays, bro, you gotta modernize yourself. That race loyalty shit, that shit ain't gonna fucking work. That shit ain't gonna fucking work. Unbeknownst to a lot of people that want to indulge in these internet games, there's been a lot of conversations and a lot of things that's happened that a lot of people aren't privy to. All of these new cats coming in here stealing manosphere relationship talking points and stuff like that. They moving around here like these conversations ain't been had. All of these people that want to come through and have these pro-black talking points, and I want to talk to you about black history all fucking day, bro. These talking points are old. Unbeknownst to y'all, these conversations been had happen. We've already been talking about this stuff. This shit is fucking old. So by the time a Corey Holcomb runs into an Anton Daniels who's been in these spaces and brushing shoulders and modernizing themselves, man, ain't nobody about to sit up there and talk to you about no goddamn slavery and manhood and all this other shit. This shit is fucking old, bro. It's an old ass conversation. By the time it hit, it hit our doorstep. You know what I'm saying? It's an old conversation. And what's also old is the lens that, like I said, black people that we judge ourselves with, because if you're in these spaces, right? What's the two archetypes of black men that you hear? You hear Pookie, and you hear Pookie and Ray Ray, and you hear quote unquote educated lame, right? And like I said, there's way more archetypes for black people. So the reason why I said a lot of niggas around here are fake is because I know what information that you're going off of, and a lot of the information, like I said, it's some fake shit. Some of y'all haven't been in these spaces long enough to really dissect the conversation that's being had or that's gonna be had, right? You know. So, what am I talking about? Well, if you're a black man or a man in these spaces, you probably put yourself into one or two categories, either a Pookie or a Ray Ray, or a quote unquote educated lane, right? And when you put yourself in either or shoes, right? And you're looking at a situation either or, the person whose side you're supposed to be on is supposed to be Anton's. Because unbeknownst to a lot of people here, when you put a couple of niggas in the room together, one is going to be a Pookie, one is going to be a Ray Ray, or let's say both of them are Ray Ray. But in this case, Anton would be the educated lane. Corey Holcomb would be the Pookie and Ray Ray. Isn't that crazy? Not really, right? So you're supposed to be on Anton's side. But a lot of y'all ain't the educated lames that y'all think y'all are. Y'all the Ray Rays. Keep it under. Too many. There's a fuckload of Ray Rays running around the the manosphere in these spaces and stuff like that. This is why this conversation is actually interesting to a lot of cats running around here. Shout outs to Ebo Sosa. Ebo Sosa, make sure y'all subscribe to Ebo Sosa's channel also. Says man A insults man B. Man B returns insults of more force. Man A denies his first comment was offensive, attacks man B for being disrespectful, reverses roles, casting himself as a victim. Class Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. Absolutely. Shout outs to Ebo Sosa breaking it down to a fraction that a 7-year-old can understand. All right. Give me 1 second. I don't know why my all of my music and media and stuff on here is like jumbled up, y'all. This is bad. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Now, what Ebo Sosa is talking about is basically, Corey Holcomb insulted Anton first. Corey Holcomb wasn't ready for Anton to strike back. Anton strikes back. And Corey Holcomb didn't expect Anton to strike back the way that Anton struck back. And now you got what we got here. Give me 1 second, y'all. What the hell is going on with my damn computer? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Trying to get this thing to come up, but it's not coming up. Let me do this real quick. Okay, there we go. All right. Shout outs to Ebo Sosa. Yeah. All right. So yeah, black people are always putting themselves in like a crazy little box, and the crazy box that we got ourselves into now, like I said, is we don't have enough archetypes in the space to describe what type of black man that we're dealing with. We don't have the type, we don't have the correct archetypes to talk about the type of black man that we're talking about, you know and like I said, Anton Daniels. And I know a lot of people don't like Anton Daniels. I've offered mixed commentary on him, and I actually really like Corey Holcomb. But the thing is that Anton is kind of out of Corey's league when it comes to some of these conversations that's happening on the internet. As a lot of black people, I mean, people want to have the FBA talk. They want to have all of these, advanced, black community arguments and stuff like that. But we're, they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in the past. Oh my goodness! Shout outs to Ebo Sosa dropping the huge, starting the show off right. My bad, y'all. I'm still trying to put today's show together, building it as we going. Shout outs to Ebo Sosa dropping the huge $10 on the Cash App. Let's go. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's go. Hold on.
More. Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens, where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Shout outs to Ebo Sosa. Thank you so much, bro. So yeah, and I've seen a lot of people going in on Corey Holcomb. I mean, I consider Corey Holcomb a legendary comedian, but he's from the old school, and like I said, we don't have enough archetypes to in black spaces to really have the brothers here have a straight up conversation about what's really going on. Corey Holcomb's not no little dude. Corey Holcomb's a big dude, but and Anton's a big dude too. Not calling him fat or whatever, but anyway, let's get into it. All right, give me 1 second. So Anton Daniels, what's going on, Degenerate? Anton Daniels, he went on to Corey Holcomb's show, and a lot of people think that Anton Daniels is is a coon. I mean, obviously, if you go on Fox Radio or you get into certain politics and stuff like that, when you start getting into politics, bro, you're good luck with your content, because people gonna have all types of different, especially nowadays with Trump and all the shit that's going on now. When you start getting into politics, bro, you gonna have dudes calling you coon and all kinds of stuff. And the last people to really be talking about politics is black people, to tell you the truth. The majority of niggas really don't know what the hell they talking about. But in these spaces, brothers do know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? I that's what I would say. We have the luxury to be around brothers that that do know what they're talking about. They say we're still at this trying to prove that Corey Holcomb is some legendary comedian. No, he is a legendary comedian. He is. Corey Holcomb is a legendary comedian. I'm not up here trying to. That's really not my point of contention. I'm not really up here trying to debate that. That's not even up for debate. Corey Holcomb is a legendary comedian. That's not up for debate. Just say you didn't watch his comedy specials, or just say you didn't know about him from back in the day. Corey Holcomb is like kings of comedy, legendary comedian. You know, he is. I mean, you just gotta, you just have to kind of, be into comedy back then to run into him. Fortunately, I live in the DMV area, so we have a bunch of legendary comedians that you guys don't know of. A lot of you guys don't know at one point that I was going to be a comedian. I studied comedy. Like I said, obviously my favorite comedian is Richard Pryor, obviously Patrice O'Neill, Dave Chappelle, etc., whatever. I've ran around with a bunch of legendary comics and stuff, even local comics and comics in my area. I was even a part of the entourage of certain comics that you guys probably see and know today. Like one of them, like I said, if you go watch Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. uh you know um there was a Coming to America too, and my brother, who I went to school with, he played Eddie Murphy's son in Coming to America too. His name is Jermaine Fowler. And I went to high school with him, part of his entourage. We used to go to the comedy clubs and stuff all the way out here in the DMV area all the fucking time. We used to, man, listen, there's a lot of history and stuff like that. Corey Holcomb is definitely, yeah, right, Lonnie. We from the DMV area, so we have a lot of comedy legends. So if you know about like Earthquake, J. Anthony Brown, and stuff like that, there's a lot of underground black comedians that a lot of people don't know about. And for sure Corey Holcomb is in one of the more famous ones in the in the lower tickets. You know, and he's not a lower ticket comedian. He's a well established comedian. He just kind of didn't sell out. He kind of was like Patrice O'Neill, like people would like him to have that star power, but the things that you would have to do to gain that star power, he don't want to do it. So if you support him, support him. He's just not one of them niggas that's gonna put on a dress. He's not one of them, you know. He's not on, he's not like a Kevin Hart type comedian. There's different types of comedians. You said more. You said, but when you say legendary comedian, it sounds like he was up there with Richard Pryor and the Eddie Murphys of the world. No, I mean you don't have to be up there with Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy and stuff like that to be a legendary comedian. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the comedy game is in a weird space right now because y'all have social media comedians, and y'all have, you know what I'm saying, y'all, there's different type of comedy. There's different type of comedians here. What's going on, Ghostman King? Yeah. You said more like internet niggas see him as a legendary, iconic comedian. Like, come on. Now is best known for freaking wilding out. No, that's y'all young cats. Y'all young cats know him from wilding out and stuff like that. Nah. Lonnie is giving you the game in the chat. You got Martin, Earthquake, yeah, Teddy Carpenter, Dave Chappelle, Pierre, yeah. You got Bruce. Like, if y'all don't know who Earthquake is, Bruce, J. Anthony Brown, if y'all don't know who some of these names, you might not know Corey Holcomb. And that's the thing about like the internet and like these phones and stuff like that, in modern TV and stuff like that. Sometimes y'all only recognize niggas when you run into them. Not, oh, they've been established, or, oh, okay, this person is obviously a comedian. and he's been on the circuit and stuff like that. I probably ran into him a little bit, later. But Corey Holcomb, man, we've always known Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb, I think he's even been on Comic View and BET and stuff like that. Corey Holcomb he's a old school comedian. And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because you got to kind of know where he's coming from. You kind of got to know where he's coming from, with what he's talking about, because it makes no sense. He's just going to look like an old pro-black cat at this point. But he's not necessarily pro-black. He's just a comedian. And the problem, and his boy actually said what I said on the last show. The problem with comedians now is that, obviously they're truth tellers, but the problems with comedians now is that they're more so, telling their truth, which isn't the truth, So I do commend Corey Holcomb, but what's going on, War Master? Yeah, I'm trying to slowly but surely. This is on my iPad, so I'm trying to slowly but surely get back into the gaming. This is Final Fantasy 9. This is on the PS1 right before the PS2 came out. Yeah, he was known before Wildin' Out. Exactly. Yeah. He said Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor are arguably top 3 all time. So if you are, a lot of people don't even know Bill Cosby's a comedian. A lot of people don't know. So it's like, in the days of the television, you kind of had to go looking for this shit. You had to know, So like back in the day, I would, I'd go looking for these comedians. We go watch Comic View DVDs and stuff like that. We'd go looking for these comedians and stuff like that. So I grew up with Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb's been around for a long time. And he hasn't always gotten his props. That's the thing. That's the reason why a lot of people don't know about him. So if you weren't into stand-up comedy, if you didn't watch Comic View on BET and stuff like that, and wasn't into stand-up comedy and stuff like that, you probably missed Corey Holcomb. So like if you're like a Gen Z cat and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't fault you if you don't know who Corey Holcomb is, And plus, at the end of the day, his comedy ain't for everybody. His comedy ain't for everybody. A lot of people and a lot of places, like I said, they would shut the door on guys like Patrice O'Neal and Corey Holcomb and stuff like that because he'd offend a lot of people. The reason why I'm throwing that in here is because I want to warm you guys up to the conversation about that we're gonna have and who the conversation that we're having it about. Because a lot of people don't know who Corey Holcomb is. They're not familiar with Corey Holcomb, so they kind of didn't know what to expect. The reason why Lonnie, myself, and a couple of other old school cats in the building, the reason why we're like, damn, we kind of disappointed in Corey is because we know who Corey Holcomb is, and we supported Corey Holcomb over the years, They did. A lot of them did. I agree with that, Lonnie. I agree with that. Because it's when you go political, you either got to know what you're talking about and disguise certain things. Bill Burr has tried it. A lot of comedians has tried it. But you got to be a good comedian. You got to know how to set up these punchlines and stuff like that. Even recently, Dave Chappelle had a special. I didn't really get to see it, but I think I saw like a snippet or two. What's going on, Party? Shout outs to Party in the building. Even these days, kind of Dave Chappelle is kind of hit or miss. And then some of these topics are outdated and shit like that. Like niggas still talking about Kaepernick and shit. Like come on, dog. Come on, dog. Party said at this point, Drewski's gonna be a legend. Motherfuckers gonna wonder how. I look. I put Drewski up there. I put Drewski. I put Drewski up there. I put Desi Banks. Yeah, comedy is different for this young generation and stuff like that. I mean, I remember even Kevin Hart and a lot of people and Dave Chappelle, you know, started getting a lot of like Ha Davis. They made him get up on the stage and stuff like that. So, you know, Ha Davis had to get up on the stage too now. Like they're not letting some of these newer cats, these TikTok comedians, get away with it. You know. I'm trying to get an Xbox War Master. I'm absolutely am. I'm trying to fix this. I'm like 2 steps away from an Xbox. I'm just glad that the Wi-Fi signal is working today. Thank God. So I'm kind of showing off a little bit. But I've been sick all week, you know. Please hit the like button, guys, on the way in. Shout outs to Ebo Sosa starting off the support. Please support the show. All right, hold on. Who didn't know Bill Cosby was a comedian? These younger cats don't know Bill Cosby was a comedian. You know? Even me, I had to go back and coming up, I had to go back and yeah, Dick Gregory is a comedian. Yep. Yeah, Bill and listen, even as a kid, when I went to go look up Bill Cosby was fucking funny. Bill Cosby was hilarious. I actually liked comedic Bill Cosby more than Huxtable Bill Cosby, but I get it. Hell, the younger generation don't even know Ice Cube was a rapper. You know? Yeah, Bill Cosby was hilarious. Yeah, this is Ghostman King. I'm glad you said that because, bro, I played it a little bit on my phone, and I never really got into this one. And my favorite number is 9, and I never really got into Final Fantasy number 9 like that. So I'm like I've been binge watching shows about it, and I'm kind of like giving it another try. I'm just like fiddling around with it today. But bro, my favorite Final Fantasies are between I love the one with Cecil. I'm gonna try to play Tactics again. I like the one with Cecil. I played After Years. Give me 1 second. Let me get my damn charger. But my favorite Final Fantasies is 7 and 8. I love 7 and 8. I like Final Fantasy 10. I just never really got into 9. Give me 1 second, y'all. And I heard 9 is legendary, so I'm like, okay, you know. And it goes back to the roots, you know. But this is kind of VV. I'm just like walking around and doing stuff as VV real quick. But look, I got some Final Fantasy 9 instrumentals on here that y'all have heard before. But give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Real quick, y'all. Hold up. Shout outs to War Master. I'm gonna need y'all help getting back. You know, I'm gonna need y'all help getting back into the video game and streaming world. But we here. All right. You said, let me catch up on the comments. I used to watch Comic View. Oh, let me put y'all. Why can't I put y'all comments on the screen? There we go. I used to watch Comic View HBO specials, Showtime at the Apollo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, War Master. A lot of people never really dive down the you know the comedy rabbit hole. You know. Modern day comedians are completely different now, though. You said no. That's you said no. That's no. I'm just being real here. Like, how influential is he? If you're a legendary, at least be very impactful. Uh, I don't know. I mean, Corey Holcomb gets like the Cedric the Entertainer. Corey, what's going on, Tyrone? Good to see you, brother. Happy New Year's to everybody. Corey Holcomb gets like the Cedric the Entertainer. You know, uh, you know, he gets like the Cedric the Entertainer. Uh, you know, um, treatment. When it comes to comedy. Cedric the Entertainer, he's pretty funny, but people don't consider him the funniest comedian. You understand what I'm saying? You said I grew up when comedy was comedy. I'm talking about crying, damn near ready to throw up laughing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Comedy went out in our generation in our generation, Lonnie, Once TikTok and stuff started becoming something, comedy took on a different patina, you know? Cause me, I'm naturally funny. I just don't do stand up. And then this is kind of like stand up podcasting a little bit, because we're sitting here talking like really, like I could literally like, and I did a little bit of stand up too back in the day, but like literally, and where I messed up was that I just sat in the stool and stayed still and stuff like that. But me, I'm like one of those people where you can just sit down and we talk and literally I'll have you laughing or we'll get to some funny ass shit, you know? It's just how it is, you know. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, Drewski is legendary. I'll put him up there. Haha Davis is hilarious. I like Haha Davis. He's funny. He's a funny dude. You said and he fell off. He kind of did, messing with that shorty. Skip makers aren't comedians, and a few of them definitely have found out the hard way. You know. You said, and depending on what's your interpretation of legendary, for me, if you have at least some type of large amount of notoriety. No, I'm talking about a guy that's been in the game for a long time, and 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 Corey Holcomb is funny. It's just that he just does old school comedy. Party said none of these new niggas are funny. I'm just saying though, who do you like out of all of them though? Like, there's a couple of funny dudes that I can show y'all, and y'all might be like, oh, this person's not funny, and then they pop up on y'all timeline, and it's like, oh, okay, kind of funny, or you know. True, 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 true. I give that to you. Pre-record funny, you know. Shout outs to War Master in the One Wheel Gang, I got some pre-records coming for you too, War Master. I filmed something the other day, and I got to put it up, and I gave you a shout out in it and stuff. So War Master said, "I don't ride my I didn't ride my one wheel yesterday. I'm getting bug twitches. I feel like Cuda without an Xbox, bro. I'm telling you, bro. One wheels are they don't know, War Master. They don't know, man. I'm gonna try to get all my bros to get a one wheel, man. Go riding, you know." He said facts. I remember Vine, King Batch. King Batch ended up being funny too, you know. Some like in the early days on YouTube, what's his name? Who was the guy that was in Hot Damn I Rock? Do y'all remember him? He was one of the early YouTube comedians. He disappeared for a while because he was in one of the first weirdo YouTube contracts. But Hot Damn I Rock was one of the old school YouTubians, that was doing YouTube. I'm stuck right here too. I'm not even stuck in the Citadel. I'm stuck right here with Vivi. I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing right now, y'all. I rang the bell and I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm like trying to pay attention to like five things at once. This is bad. Shout outs to War Master. You said I never got into Final Fantasy, but I love to see people play it. Yeah, Final Fantasy is awesome. It's just turn based, you know? Yeah, yeah, definitely. What's going on with Candace Owens? We gonna get back into the politics side of the game. What's going on with Candace Owens? And happy Friday night, y'all. You know, happy Friday night. You know, we're just up chilling. You know, maybe Chicago niggas, maybe YouTube niggas. But in the grand scheme of things, I kind of doubt it. I mean, listen, if you're a younger cat, I can see why you probably don't find Corey Holcomb funny. You know, y'all haven't seen, some of his stuff. You know, I mean, shit. Even the younger cats, y'all not really familiar with, stand up. It's a different type of comedy. Yeah, Bill Bellamy is hilarious. I like Lavelle Crawford. I'm surprised y'all know him. A lot of y'all don't even know Godfrey. Godfrey's a comedian. You know, so because some of y'all, I mean, and I get it. I mean, it's really about reach. You know, some of y'all know Godfrey from like Vlad TV and shit like that. You know, some people didn't know Patrice O'Neal was a comedian. You know, Tony Baker is hilarious. I like Tony Baker. Yeah, he's turning into a Democratic shill. That's crazy. Even the Hodge twins, they kind of, started dabbling into a little bit of comedy. Look at Ti. Ti is dabbling in comedy now. It's like everything is weird now, man. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Yeah. So it's the same thing with Corey Holcomb, degenerate. Corey Holcomb is underrated, but he's funny as hell. You know, Cat Williams is funny, but he's blackballed. Cat Williams is blackballed, y'all. But yeah, Cat Williams is funny. Yeah. And then I mean, I'm not sure if Corey Holcomb has been. What movies have Corey Holcomb been in? Because a lot of times, people sometimes people won't even notice you if you haven't been in a quote unquote movie and stuff like that. Because that's another thing with the comedians from back in the day. They be in movies and shit. You know. But anyway, all right. I digress. I super digress. All right. But anyway, Anton Daniels, like I said, as you guys know, went on, Corey Holcomb's show. Corey Holcomb, tried to press him. He tried to press him, and it didn't go the way that it didn't go the way that it didn't go the way that people, as a podcaster, he's an asshole. Sort of, I mean, he does he does some harsh comedy. He was being a bit disingenuous with Anton, though, I must say. He was being a little genuine with Anton. Anton knew who the hell Corey Holcomb was. Anton knew who Corey Holcomb was. But the average person probably didn't know who the hell Corey Holcomb was. So that's the thing. Charleston White will be up there when he dies. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's it's a lot of it's too much. It's a lot of blurred lines. It's a lot of blurred lines when it comes to comedy now, y'all. Keep in mind, it's a lot of blurred lines when it comes to comedy. I fucking lost. You said a hot take. Cat William, no doubt about it. He's funny as hell, but I feel like people just be riding his coattails because a lot of people who are on that anti-industry conspiracy theorist way. Well, you know, um, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Cat Williams. Let me tell y'all some real shit though, because Lonnie actually alluded to it earlier. I think a lot of these comedians, they gotta kind of be like on some weird democratic shit. As much as I like Bill Burr is on some weird democratic shit. Honestly, to interact with the real world and shit like that, a lot of these comedians do kind of have to be, on some Democrat shit. Hate to say it, you know. A lot of these guys weren't like Patrice O'Neal, where you could just say whatever the hell you want to say, and if people get up and leave, you curse their ass out, and yell obscenities at them and shit like that. A lot of people, they kind of got to be democratic. Like I said, Bill Burr, a lot of guys, you know. Even Bill Burr was like on some democratic shit. Well, has to kind of suck up to the Democratic Party. A lot of the cats that we find funny. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see if this thing will charge. And it's not charging. Nah, because before he got blackballed. Oh, this thing is gonna do really. Hold on, y'all. People claimed him as a top comedian. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, Corey Holcomb, like I said, he just comes from the old school comedian side of the game. He's an old school comic. And you know what I'm saying? He wants to talk about old school shit, Anton is more modern than Corey Holcomb. Anton is more up to date with what's going on in the world today, than Corey Holcomb is. I can't believe I'm losing this fucking game. Hold on, y'all. All right, let me pay attention to what's going on over here real quick. You said I miss when celebrities was just celebrities. When the fuck did everything get so political? I guess because they started handing out checks for sure, and people started getting called down to the White House, Lonnie. We from the DMV area. They be bringing rappers and shit down to the White House. And these people are on social media nowadays. Yeah. Plies also. All of these cats, man. All of these cats now, they're comedians now. Boosie. If you let Boosie sit on the internet long enough, he gonna become a comedian. Whoop-de-doo. Right. Cancel culture, and that's the thing, War Master. Cancel culture has a lot to play into it, because the people that these comedians, got to entertain. They're the procurers of cancel culture. It's just that cancel culture been around for so long now, it's out of their hands, which is a good thing. Exactly. Thank you, party. Yes, Hollywood and the Democrats go hand in hand. And them the two niggas you definitely don't want to be in charge of. Them the two niggas you definitely don't want to be in charge of your check. You know. But let's get into the game, y'all. Like I said, with Anton and with let me drop the link if you guys would like to join the show because we just kicking it. You know, please hit the like button. Please support the show, y'all. If you guys would like to come up, let me know. You know, but with why did it only drop? All right, hold on, y'all. I'm only seeing a fraction of y'all comments on. See, this is why I don't like StreamYard. I'm looking on the hold up. Okay, all right. I guess y'all comments show up a little bit later. All right, my bad, y'all. Cause I saw War Master's comment on the screen and I didn't see it in my thing. And I'm like, they're only showing me some of y'all comments. All right. So if I miss y'all comments, let me know. War Master said when the left started losing elections, they want everyone to be on their side against normal people for sure. Yeah, finesse 2 times is wilding out also too. I was gonna get into a little bit of hip hop news too, Lonnie. Did you see Gucci Man got his watch and his wedding ring took? Gucci Man got his watch and his wedding ring took. And Pooh Shiesty, he might be signing to CMG soon. Whoop de doo. God damn. Where the loyalty at? You know? They say Gucci ain't giving Pooh Shiesty the deal that he need to be giving Pooh Shiesty, which I hey, it happens, I mean, but I ain't gonna lie, you might CMG is the label you might want to sign with at the moment. No, he's not back in jail for violating his probation. He's the reason why he's still in a halfway house. Pooh Shiesty has been in a halfway house this whole time, y'all. So that news is false. He's not back in jail. He was in a halfway house. He's been in a halfway house. They only let him out of the halfway house to go to film his videos and stuff like that. So Pooh Shiesty, he's still in the halfway house, y'all. Sort of, Who's going back to jail now though is Honeycomb Brazy. So Honeycomb Brazy is on house arrest, and Honeycomb Brazy is about to go back to jail because they threatening to kill him, and they already know where he's at, and he can't go grab a pistol and do what he needs to do. So Honeycomb Brazy, he about to turn himself in and do like 45 days in jail and shit like that. So instead of being on house arrest and getting caught with a gun and stuff like that, they forcing his hand. He said he gonna go turn himself in, and he about to do a little couple days in jail and get back out. So Honeycomb Brazy about to go back to jail, But yeah, Pooh Shiesty though, he didn't like how Gucci Mane handled the situation with Big Scar. And honestly, Big Scar, his family was acting stupid too. His family was wilding out and acting dumb also. They didn't like when Big Scar passed that Gucci Mane wanted his chains back and shit. And Big Scar family was trying to be like, oh, he earned them chains and blah blah blah, and whoop whoop whoop, wearing his chains and all kinds of stuff like that, So you know, but Pooh Shiesty just did a song with Glorilla, and Govan, Hernandez Govan, the guy that got free, that was allegedly that orchestrated Dolph's hit. He was calling out Gucci Mane on online recently and stuff like that. Quet, and I already knew he was gonna become a vlogger or a blogger or whatever, because everybody's like just muddying up our lane and shit. But you know, he not laying low. Like that nigga, he's just not laying low for shit. You know, him and Seti Nash now are good friends. And Seti Nash is like telling Gucci Mane to reach out to him so he can get his chains back and all kinds of other stuff, Just you know, the goofballery, y'all, it's just ridiculous, at this point. But yeah, Honeycomb Brazy got to turn himself in so he can stay alive. And like I said, we're gonna see what happens. Gucci Mane got his chains took. Well, he didn't get his chains took. He got his ring and his watch took. His wedding ring. You know, and people were saying that he's not cool with Pooh Shiesty because Pooh Shiesty didn't shout him out on FDO first day out, and he had a bar on first day out, mentioning Yo Gotti, and he was saying while he was locked up, Yo Gotti actually reached out to him while he was in the cage. So, I don't know, and then they all from Memphis, and the guy that was was rumored to be a part of the Young Dolph hit. He was like, "Oh well, Gucci Mane tried to sign all kinds of people from." He said Honeycomb Brazy. I wonder if War Master know who he is. Man, listen, y'all been killing me because y'all say he look like Stacey Abrams, and I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. But yeah, he was saying that Gucci Mane was trying to antagonize Yo Gotti by signing a bunch of Memphis artists, and now he got his basically he's saying that Yo Gotti is finessing Pooh Shiesty from Gucci Mane. But anyway, let's get back to this though. We're gonna talk about that on another show. Like I said, Corey Holcomb is let me pull this up. 1 second. Oh shit, what is this? One Wheel Academy. Anyway, let me go to my history real quick. Please, y'all, hit the like button on the way in. Please support the show. Let me do this. Let me actually bring this up because I'm like getting distracted. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. We're gonna, Flacco isn't one to talk. What's going on, Cave Reaper? You said, yo, Kuda, how would you handle the situation if you was Anton? I mean, Anton handled it the way that he was supposed to handle it. He clout chased and he got it. You know, Anton clout chased and he got it. Like, I mean, that's kind of really what happened. You know, Anton clout chased and he got it. You know, he played chess. You know, it made Corey Holcomb look bad, man. You know, it made Corey Holcomb look bad, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't like Anton Daniels, but they had to give Anton Daniels his. They had to give Anton Daniels his credit. Like it's like it's like damn. As much as I don't like Anton. He 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 basically punked Corey Holcomb. Because Anton said, yo, okay, look, if you want to take it to that level, yo, come outside. Corey Holcomb was bluffing. And that's kind of what comedians do. I mean, you know, comedians have to deal with hecklers. And this is the reason why I was bringing up all of that, bringing up all of the stuff earlier was to get y'all into the mindset of what we're talking about when it comes down to comedians and stuff like that. Comedians got to deal with hecklers and stuff like that. Hecklers in a lot of cases they pump fake. They bluff. They'll go sit down in the front row of a show knowing damn well comedians be roasting people that sit down in the front row of a show. And I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, as a comedian, for the most part, if you're gonna be roasting people, you gotta know how to fight, because you might end up fighting one of those hecklers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, just gonna give y'all the game straight lace, no chase. You know. But Corey didn't expect Anton to be on some on some internet game type shit. Like Corey did not expect Anton to it was just like watching, even though Anton is not a kid, it was just like watching an adult argue with today's kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Corey didn't expect Anton Daniels to say what he said, to say that he dick sucking black people. Which is true. Yeah, I mean, he's on, he's on some, obvious weird pro black BS. He from the old school. Like, these dudes, they want you to talk crazy about white people. They want you to they want you to talk crazy about white people. They want you to, it's race loyalty. That's all that shit is. Yeah, and I like Corey, but he walked himself into it. Anton even said that he walked himself into it. He's like, no, you didn't expect what was gonna happen on today's show. Yeah, pro blacks end up coming off as weird, for sure. For sure. And honestly, like with the whole pro black stuff, black comedians like Corey Holcomb were staples in the black community. They're used to making like white jokes and stuff like that. Basically, what Corey Holcomb was doing was like, oh, pledge. Anton needs to quote unquote pledge and shows that and show us that he's not a coon. That's where Corey Holcomb was coming from with it. Oh, Anton needs to pledge to us and show us that he's not a coon. That's what Corey Holcomb was trying to do. And that's that race loyalty shit. All right. That's that race loyalty shit. So Anton Daniels played with Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb walked himself into that shit. He walked himself into that shit. All right. Now let me bring this up real quick. I don't even know why I'm using Poetic Flacco's video, but shout outs to Poetic Flacco. We'll go over it.
Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels situation has gotten worse since the last time we covered it.
I don't do no sucking shit. No sucking shit on me.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now. Phone right down, right now. I'm going up back. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I'm doing this shit for the internet.
I'll show you I ain't doing it for the internet.
Ain't no, cause you ain't gonna do shit. Cause you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking again.
You're not gonna
come at me with. Say I suck again.
We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that.
See, so it's chess. You know, if you're gonna fight on your terms. He got into Anton's face saying, "Yo, let's fight." Anton took it the other way. He's like, "Okay, let me up the ante. Let's go out back." He knew Corey wasn't gonna do nothing to him. He played with him. He knew for a fact Corey Holcomb was not going to do shit. He's like, "Oh, okay, this nigga got in my..." First of all, like I said, nigga, I ain't gonna have no nigga towering over me. So when Corey stood up, I would have stood up. Anybody that's from any type of street or any type of man shit, like you know, I don't know, nigga, you coming over, you walking up on me, I don't know if you gonna go sit back down. So anybody that's really like that, you already know. You already know. I'ma stand up. Oh, he stood up. I'ma stand up too. The fuck I look like getting punched down on? See how that works? All right. So he knew Corey wasn't gonna do nothing.
Before the video even gets started, I want to put y'all on to the best money play right now on the internet called Free Cash.
All right. Shout outs to Flacco. Don't scan this QR code. Scan mine. I got the $5 for you. All right. Shit. You get more of a kickback scanning my QR code. All right. But let's go.
Very upset. Anton Daniels, to his credit, didn't back down. Corey Holcomb ultimately chose to be mature and not get violent with Anton Daniels during the podcast. But Anton Daniels' actions after this podcast has made Corey Holcomb regret not being violent with Anton.
Right here, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
That was like this.
Yeah.
He was holding the microphone like this. That's
okay.
That's the honest to God on everything. That was shaking like a stripper, bro.
So Corey Holcomb was shaking in his boots, terrified of Anton Daniels. I got it.
I know people don't know this.
See, this situation now got Anton sounding like the big. Now Anton running around, he sounding like the, you know, Anton's ego was already out of fucking whack to a lot of people. But and now Corey Holcomb got Anton running around these YouTube streets like the biggest gangster on the planet. Let's go.
But that's what I do. I don't talk about it online. I shoot fair ones all the time.
Anton, bro. Yeah, I blame Corey Holcomb, man. A square catch, 1W, man. They start acting outside their body.
I got 3
I'll
brothers,
be doing the same thing,
nephews, friends. If we have a problem, we shoot a fair one.
Yeah.
That's not me being tough. I'm not tough. I'm not none of that shit. Let me be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. I want you to hear it from me directly. I would have beat the shit out of Corey.
Corey Holcomb really created a monster, bro. But the nastiest part about this all is Anton saying that he did this for Black MAGA.
Free media says, "Thank you for standing tall for Black conservative men." Oh yeah, they think we They think that just because we Republican and we conservative that we
Crazy how squares switch up so fast. Yo, a square will go from, I'm not a violent guy, I'm not a tough guy, man. I don't want no
Poetic Flacco calling somebody a square is hilarious.
smoke, bro. I'm not gangster. To the moment they was able to finesse or swindle a W in the internet's eyes in a physical confrontation, they will go from, oh, I'm not no tough guy, to language like this in a heartbeat.
Corey would have got the shit beat out of me.
Anton has gotten so beside himself after getting his W over Corey Holcomb that Anton is now telling people that podcasters are terrified to sit down and look him in his eyes in person, as if like he's some type of boogeyman or something, man.
I'm keeping it 100, bro. I'm keeping it 100. Man, I knew that wasn't gonna do nothing. That was shaking like a stripper. He telling Darlene, "Hey, move over there. Let me get next to this." That's for the internet. That's straight up for the internet. I never moved. I sat right there, right next to that, and I continued to cook that the whole time. I was in his backyard. I'm in LA right now in his spot with his people all around talking to that. Talking to that. Let me tell you, he never coming back from this. That's why I'm telling y'all, whenever his show ends, need to download that shit and never let him forget it, because I don't go based off. That's why I told Mika, right? Because I had Mika with me. And the reason why I brought Mika with me is because I wanted to promote her show and shit. Neither here nor there. I told Mika.
Now, let me tell you what O'Shea did. O'Shea even did a show, and he was in O'Shea on some weird shit too. As y'all know O'Shea be flip-flopping his ass off. He tried to do a show talking about some Anton and his marriage and all this other stuff, and that other goofball nigga, the one that hates when you talk about his wife, but he run around talk about everybody's wife. He couldn't wait to he's running around trying to fight Anton. It's like, bro, y'all niggas are weird, bro. That shit is crazy. One master said, just because we vote Republican don't mean you can't catch these hands. Republican people are the main ones that I know that will dish out ass whipping. That's the funny part. He said, see how he tried to label black conservatives as black MAGA the whole game. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. Flacco tripping. Flacco and a lot of people be tripping. Oh, you know who I'm talking about already, War Master. Yeah. He be watching. The man be stalking. But yeah, Flacco tripping. And it was another guy too that tried to make it seem like Anton Daniels. What's his name? The other guy that be doing the reaction content. I think his name is Yalem Stacy. He was on Corey's side at first until he let it play, and he's like, "Damn, Corey, Yeah, he sided with Corey. He sided with Corey because Corey was about to roast O'Shea at one point, and then they made it up, and then O'Shea started wearing 5150 shirts on his show. So O'Shea been making some weird content going at Anton recently. So O'Shea gonna play politics. Lonnie, I wish people knew as much as we do the shit that goes on behind the scenes, brother. I wish people knew as much as we do the shit that goes on behind the scenes, the politics. Man, Flacco, I like Flacco, but he be grifting. He be grifting wherever the wind blows, man. But let's go.
I told my security, and I told somebody else. I said, I'm not doing nobody else's platform unless it's gonna be face to face. I told a Millionaire Morning Show that. Because everybody talk a good game until you right there in front of them.
All right, man. The industry terrified of Anton Daniels, man. All right, bro. All right, man. Yo, some people just aren't used to taking W's, man. I'm actually a fan of Anton Daniels, the content creator, because Anton Daniels, he put in a lot.
Conservative equals traditional. What tradition are you trying to preserve as a black conservative? Well, I don't know. I mean, all black conservatives that I know, all people that I know that are black conservatives, they're all different. And I respect black conservatives, I respect black conservatives. A
lot of hard work, and he produces a lot of content that are somewhat entertaining. I gotta click off once Anton Daniels start getting into like the shucking and jiving and the bootlicking. I gotta click off because I don't want to have a negative opinion of Anton Daniels. Feel me, bro? Like I don't really want to, like hate the dude, bro. Right? And and certain things he get into, I just can't rock with. But this new arc now of like he Suge Knight now, he Suge. Right, the industry don't want to see him in person because they know what's up.
Let me tell you something. Every last one of these, if they ever want to do something in person, I'm pulling up. I told that on the phone before I even pulled up. I said, bro, I know you gonna come at me weird, but just know you're gonna get the same energy. I told him straight up on the phone. So that's why I bullied that on his own platform, a ass comedian. I bullied that. Let me tell you something, bro. Okay. He said, who I coward? I said, Dave Chappelle, you scared of Dave. I told that straight up to his face on his own platform. I said, you scared. You tiptoed around in there when you reviewed his platform.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. I peeped that too, War Master. If you're like a black Republican or like a black conservative, they're gonna lump you in with the MAGA cats. And I'm like, oh, that's come on now. And then shit, what's funny? With some of the stuff that Trump is doing right now, it's like, well, that's kind of not an insult that you thought it was, but hey, whatever.
All right, so
because I dare niggas to try to talk to me about some damn Trump taking Venezuela. It's like, nigga, if you go home and cut that light on, and you paid that light bill, that light better cut the fuck on, right? Yes. Okay. Well, if you go home and you left your heat on, so when you go home, you not finna turn into a fucking popsicle, that heat better work, right? That central air and that heat better work, right? Yes. You got no fucking, for the American standard that you like, the American standard of life that you like to live, you need to go ahead and shut the fuck up about some niggas taking some oil. Because the average American don't even know how much oil they fucking use to get to work, to get home, to power their house. All of that shit. Like now it's like to the point where it's like, look, I get it, but now it's like, nigga, we need to be on the winning team. We need to be on the fucking winning team. You sitting up there, you know what I'm saying? You sitting up there super worried about another country that you've never been to or don't plan on going to. Fuck it. A lot of you niggas can. I be asking niggas spell Venezuela. Man, he just want the oil. He said it. See, Democrats will go invade another country and do all kinds of shit and pretend like they don't want the oil. The nigga just said that, fuck it, we want the oil. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this oil. And what? And for black people to act like niggas don't go around Debo and shit, that's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. Black people are historically conservative. 1,000%. Right, War Master. Nigga, ah! Spell Venezuela. You know? Shit. Listening to these people. That's what and this is the thing. This is why this is like and I love Corey Holcomb and listen and y'all know I know my black history and everything down to the T. You know, shout outs to Party, shout outs to War Master, shout outs to everybody here, shout outs to the real players, Lonnie, everybody here, Ghost Man, everybody degenerate. We talk about this shit all the time. But like this is my thing. This is why I don't really want to be talking to these niggas about no damn black history because you'll have somebody that don't even know half as much as the history that you know trying to check you on some shit that they just learned yesterday and shit. And I hate to say it, those are the you know what I'm saying, the Corey Holcomb types. They're super pro-black, but they don't really want to have that conversation. You know, they don't really. You know, it's like, look, bro. I respect you. I love my people, but you ain't ready for that conversation. Respectfully. You are not ready for that you're not ready for the pro-black conversation. Not ready. And then you got people that's like, you know, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with like Trump. It's like the same thing with Trump. It's like, you know, some of y'all probably went back to work the next day and the person in the break room is like, hey man, ain't that crazy what Trump did with Venezuela? And they don't know you know people like me, or you've been on these live streams and it's like, bro, you just watched a news article. I literally listened to Kuda break that shit down, watched him cover a news article, chatted amongst other people in the chat room, and hashed out certain things and saw other things that you haven't saw. And nigga want to come up to you and ask you about Trump and Venezuela, and it's like, I'm gonna just keep it small talk and curt with you because you ain't ready for that conversation. First of all, the average black person ain't even ready to talk about no goddamn Donald Trump. That's the funny part. The average black person ain't even ready to talk about no fucking goddamn Donald Trump. You know? So no homo. A lot of these fucking online discussions are little circle jerk sessions and shit. You know? Absolutely, Lonnie. Absolutely. 1,010%. 1,010%. To this day, you still got to tell black people that the Democratic Party is for slavery. And I was talking to one of the broskies about this not too long ago, and I'm like, man, but it's just crazy. You know, even when we're talking about the Charlie Kirk situation, Democrat parents, to a certain degree, raise Republican kids, and Republican parents, to a certain degree, raise Democrat kids. Mindset-wise, y'all. And I don't think I think it's something, y'all. I don't think it's going nowhere no time soon. You know what I'm saying? Hate to say it, but let's get back into it. We got a lot of stuff to chop up. Give me 1 second. Let's get back into it. Please hit the like button, y'all. Please support the show. Let's get it.
So my point is this. I'm not worried about it. I got the people I got around me is different, bro. Let me tell you, I know the same people that he know. Y'all be thinking that, man, listen, bro, listen. Ain't nobody tough. I'm not pretending to be tough. I'm not none of that.
But you are pretending. But you are pretending to be tough. You call this man a B. You call this man out of his name. You say you would have put him to sleep. You is popping it right now. I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. Anton Daniels finessed Corey Holcomb during his interaction. Anton understood his security was there. So, like, Corey Holcomb really couldn't do anything to him. He had armed security with him at Corey Holcomb's podcast. So Anton, like, kept on saying, hey, bro, let's go outside. If you really want to fight, let's go outside. Anton understood the minute they hop off camera and go outside, his security is not allowing him.
Yeah. And a lot of people picked up on that. A lot of people picked up that Corey Holcomb was out of his league intellectually. But the funny part is that usually comedians are hip. That's the part that be spinning me. Usually comedians are hip, but you know, within the last couple of years of politics, every pro-black sector fell off, you know? But let's get it.
To fight or get touched. So there was no expectation of Anton being in danger, or right? Because again, it was Anton and Corey Holcomb had his staff and some dudes he rocked with there, but Anton was the only one there with security, armed security at that. So like, there's very little Corey Holcomb could have done to Anton. So Anton walked in, I think, looking to mark out Corey Holcomb, knowing that, like, there's only so far this could go. But the fact that Anton is now saying, oh, I'm not trying to be tough, while at the same time being tough, is like, bro, it's not. I don't think Anton can fool the internet into thinking he's something he's not, because I feel like right now we all have a perception of who Anton is. For the most,
War Master said, I argue with people that say America lost the Vietnam War. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that. He said they don't even know how the war ended. Some people think that we invaded Vietnam. It's like telling black folks the Democrats are the Klan. Shake my head.
Part in this interaction didn't really change that,
So it's either do something or leave, because what you do is, now you putting the security in the situation. Now you getting Mika in the situation, right? Yeah. Now you putting them in something, and they got to respond because, it's going. If it go there, it get fucked up. So it's either you go or you do something about it. I'm not a tough guy, so I left.
Can I ask you this?
Once it start going there, and you know what I'm saying, it's just like, I've already done my due diligence. I've already kicked his ass on his own platform. It's time to go.
Yeah. So can I ask you, what was the overall goal of going on the platform? Like, was you hoping to get insinuating?
He said you insinuating you was there without you. I'm not here with my. I just talked to my chick on the phone, literally.
Okay. Why do you think it went left to begin with? Just
because he's used to. Think because you're Republican and you conservative or whatever, that shit is just, I don't think he know, right? Because don't nobody know nobody until they actually in front of him, right? And he used to, and I told him that shit. I said, you used to being around people that don't say nothing to you when you say something to them, because it is what it is. And so that was his weakness. He's not listen, he's not intellectual enough to be able to talk. He can't hold. I realized that in the very beginning, is that like on some debate or conversation type shit.
He's a
he's not intellectual enough on that tip. So when you start to lose that part of the conversation,
that's a misrepresentation of what took place. Corey Holcomb got upset after you said that he be sucking black people's D.
Now see, Flacco, he's not really thorough like he needs to be. Flacco's a little bit sloppy. So we covered this. Now, let me give y'all the game. The only thing that we didn't cover in the first video that I went over, the only thing, because I skipped a little bit forward, the only thing that we didn't cover is when the show first started, right? When the show first started, Anton Daniels actually said, you know, when they were introducing everybody, and let me tell y'all where it actually started, because people think that Anton started it, but he didn't. But when the show first started, Corey was like, you know, he was greeting everybody. He was like, "What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're in the building. Whoop de whoop, right?" And Anton Daniels actually said in the beginning, "Yeah, and I'm here on time." You know what I'm saying? So basically, Corey Holcomb, Cor, Corey Holcomb, you know, Corey Holcomb was late. That's the part that you guys didn't get. All right. So Corey Holcomb, he was late to the show. All right, y'all. Keep that in mind. Corey Holcomb was late to the show. All right. So Corey Holcomb was like, you know, introducing everybody, and Anton was like, "Yeah, I was here on time." So Anton was being punctual. And then Corey Holcomb, technically, if you want to say that's where it started, that's kind of where it started. That Anton was making it known that, hey, I was here on time. Then going into it, Corey Holcomb, you know, was trying to just work the pro-black angle. And he was like, "This is why I kind of, you know, lose respect for you, Anton, because you're not calling out white people and stuff like that." Like, they just want Anton to call out white people. Nothing, nothing was in context. But then he said, he said Anton be kissing white ass. You know, which is you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's tongue in cheek, but, you know, in other words, calling Anton a coon. And he said, okay. Anton said, "Okay, well, if I'm kissing white ass, you sucking black dick." You know? Yeah, being late is already showing disrespect. So, yeah, but Anton was pointing it out. He's like, "Well, I was here on time. Corey was late." You know? But let's go.
Right? Because he's a older dude from Chicago. They don't, bro, saying "suck my D" or "you suck D," yo, those are fighting words right there. So that's why he got upset. But before then, you know, like, they were not hostile towards each other, right? Like, they were having a conversation. They both disagreed. I feel like Corey Holcomb reflect a lot of the frustrations a lot of us have with Anton, right? That Anton could be doing good, but he chose, you know, to do all the wrong things with his time, right? He chose to disparage black people. Like, even during a conversation with Corey Holcomb, Anton,
and this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like and I don't even know why Flacco's even. And shout out to Flacco, but I don't even know why Flacco's talking like this, disparaging black people. Oh, you mean the same black people that was calling you a tether a couple months ago? The same black people that was calling you a tether a couple months ago? Okay. Hey, you like it? I love it, bro.
On one side of his mouth says he don't identify as black.
I like how deep do you plan on defending black people if you guys have this big ass problem with Anton?
But then when it's time to disparage black folks and use, you know, his identity to do so, he then says, "We as black people are horrible and terrible and this and this and this." So, like, do you identify with black people or do you not identify with black people? And, you know, like, Anton was talking on both sides of his mouth, and that's why Corey got frustrated.
But the position you and your people are in.
Who is my people?
Black people. Do you claim black people?
I'm a Christian first. I claim.
Well, I think something's wrong with that. If you don't want to say you're a black man first, I think something wrong with that.
Black is a construct.
But religion as a concept and an institution is also a construct. And that didn't stop you from saying you identify only as a Christian man or first as a Christian man and you never even claim to identify as being black. So when it's time, right, to identify as black, to understand the struggle, you refuse to identify as black. But when it's time to criticize black people,
like, who the fuck wants to sit around talking about struggling all fucking day? Oh, see, when it's time to identify the struggle, like, and shout outs to Party, because we talked about this too. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all this question again. Y'all already know what question I'm going to ask. If quote unquote black people was to quote unquote take over and defeat the white man, like I said, you know what black people would do? They would give all that power to a woman. They would give all that power to a woman. That's how simpish niggas are. They will give all that power to a woman. And first of all, and then another thing. Hold on. What type of fucking paradise what's going on, D? Good to see you, bro. What type of fucking paradise are we supposed to be building in the USA anyway? Because like at this point, if you're trying to build some type of Wakanda utopia, Ungawa Black Power utopia in the USA, you're openly saying that, yo, I'm trying to inherit a system that the quote unquote white glacier man already put in place for me anyway. So what are we talking about? Let's go.
You automatically identify as black and reference we when you reference black people, so you could criticize them easier. There's a major problem with that. Peep how he just says that black is a construct. He don't even know what black means. He's not black. But why?
No, and what Anton is doing, Anton knows what Corey's talking about, but for the sake of conversation, Anton is being anecdotal. He's being obtuse on purpose. Corey's not ready for this type of conversation. You could tell by the approach. It's like you should have already known where Anton is going with it when he says that. It's like open and shut.
Watch how that tone like automatically pivots when it's time to criticize black people.
See, the thing about white people,
why are y'all going out of y'all way to make somebody that's clearly black admit that he's black? Right, Lonnie.
White people, you think that racism is inherently in them. Racism is inherently in all of us. Black people is some of the most racist people I've ever seen in my entire life. We don't even like each other.
So can I ask you a question?
No, hold on. Let's stay there.
Okay.
We don't even like each other.
That would have made me lose my mind, bro. Like, you not black when it's time to identify with our struggle, but all of a sudden you black.
And Flacco up here adopting FBA talking points.
You want to criticize us. It doesn't make sense. That would have had me lose my mind too. And we all watched a particular clip, and we all seen how this started. It started because Corey Holcomb asked Anton Daniels, bro, you've been criticizing black folks this entire podcast. Can you say one thing about white people? Anton refused. Anton said he's not here to talk about white people. And it's like, bro, like as a man, how do you feel comfortable with yourself moving like this? Like, nobody got an issue with nobody got a real personal deep issue with Anton. It's just like, yo, as a man, how do you move like this and sleep at night?
So insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened.
And when he said this, he just got done saying F that woman. That hold on, y'all. Yeah, he literally got done saying F that woman that 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 got smoked in Minnesota. Hold on. Actually, last night's show, if you guys are enjoying the show, please support the show. You can support the show at $PTV 888. That's $PTV 888. That's $PTV 888. I actually wanted to start off today's show with this. Give me 1 second. Speaking of that, in comedy, I actually wanted to start off today's show with this, and I was surprised that people were laughing because it seemed like it was too soon. Give me 1 second. If I can find it.
This used to be a good country where there was like groupies and stuff. Now they just have these ice ladies. The woman who got shot in the face by ice. I call her the ice lady. Or after a couple drinks, I call her ice lady. But she's dead, and it's a damn shame. The left doesn't know what to do because they just spent the last 3 months celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and then they're looking at what you do. Do you have no? We're like, no, she deserved it. We're not celebrating it though, right? We're not like there's no Republicans out there making videos being like, I'm glad that stupid bitch is dead. Right? We save that for dinner conversation. Like civilized adults. I guess liberals just have no friends, so they have to make one of those videos where they're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna fucking What is that? What is the deal with that? That they just some fucking blob in a shitty house. Like every person who makes one of these videos, angry, these liberal angry videos, they're all poor, obviously. They, you can smell their house through the video. You can fucking. She's standing in a certain way, like with her shoulder up, so you don't see the fucking piles of junk and hoarder shit. Screaming about the Constitution and shit like that. Fuck the Constitution. I don't care what a bunch of white men from 200 years ago. Oh, Jesus Christ, they were right. Back then, they were like, do not let these women vote. If you care about freedom of speech, you better not let these bitches vote. And now we did, and they're fucking screaming in their cars after they go to Sonic. They go get a nice Sonic fucking sundae and sit in the car and make a crazy video trying to lose their job. She was an innocent woman trying to kill a police.
Bro, I am surprised all of these people are laughing. This, like, back in the day, this would have been too soon.
officer. What are we doing? And then Jasmine Crockett, let's hear what she has to say after a fucking tragedy. That's what we all need. First, she's got to put the wig on. Y'all don't remember Charlie Kirk? This dumb lesbian bitch is our Charlie Kirk, all right? You can't compare the two. Charlie Kirk was, first.
Shout outs to Insane One in the building. Good to see you, bro. Insane One said maybe in the last decade, but it's probably mostly white people. For sure, bro. This would have been too soon. Knowing what we know about comedy, y'all, this would have been too soon.
First of all, he wasn't attacking a police officer when he was killed. He was talking about,
And literally the woman did get killed in the middle of attacking the police officer. Call it what it is.
The people that police officers kill. Which usually is black people. But this time it was a white woman. So I thought the left would be happy. One less white woman in this world. We need to get rid of whiteness. Well, we started. We started with her last name was Good. That's what everybody said when she was shot.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
All right, clip that, post it tomorrow. It's just, it's just a crazy thing that we're defending, and we have crazy politicians, defending what this woman was doing, which was basically just, running around being a psychopath. Am I wrong? If I or you, you look very arrestable. You did, if you were, right? You're
right, well, Master, you see this?
If you started freaking out and chasing around federal agents as you. She should have been shot 10 minutes before that, but they didn't shoot her because she was just a dumb lesbian crazy bitch. So oh fuck, all right. Right, with you it would have been get the fuck. There would have been no. Jesus, it's just. I don't know. I wish they'd shoot more of these women. Not only if they did something wrong, but. But that's what's being. They're trying to make it seem like she was killed for her. She wasn't killed for her ideology or what she believed in. She was killed for being a dumb person. Smart people. This is the thing with all the people who make the videos online and, with the I'm going to fucking find a nice, all those people, they're not serious people. You know what I mean? Do you know serious people? Have you ever met a serious person? They have a wine collection. You know what I mean? They're yeah, I just got back from Paris and, they're doing stuff. Right? These people aren't serious people. And, we've given a voice to too many losers in this, because we have politicians representing the loser people. AOC's I'm here for the fucking retards and the losers and the idiots and the easily convinced. And all these people at the ICE protest said, nobody's illegal on stolen land. What kind of fucking stupid sentence is that to be? Nobody's illegal on. If it's stolen, wouldn't it make us all illegally here? And then you go, okay, well you leave, and they're like, I like my little garbage den, but nobody's it's stolen land. What kind of bullshit? First of all, you know, white people stole the land, so finders keepers. And when white people stole the land, they made a couple regulations that we've deviated from because we, you know, the AOCs and the other, you know, the retard leader people and the Tim Waltzes and the fucking, you know. He wants to be a fucking Civil War general. It's like, bro, you look like you get pegged. You can't fucking be a Civil War general. We're starting a civil war to protect us from.
Now, this is the type of comedy that Corey Holcomb used to do back in the day, mind y'all.
Oh, and
I mean, even today, he kind of still does it.
Protect his voting base is what he means. That's why all the Democrats are so mad at ICE. We don't want ICE here because if they come here, they'll get everybody out and then we'll lose. And then the country will be better. And then people will be richer. And people will be freer.
Shout outs to Ben Bankus. I don't know him, but hopefully I put you guys onto a new comedian, just like how I got put onto a new comedian. His name is Ben Bankus. All right. Shout outs to Ben Bankus. Shout out to everybody here. If you guys are enjoying the show and having a blast, please support the show. Speaking of shout outs to War Master sponsoring today's show. Let's keep the support going. Dropping the huge $20 on the Cash App. Shout outs to War Master as always. Thank you for supporting Player Talk Radio. The link is in the chat. If you want to support the show, please do so. Please share the show. Player Talk Radio. The link is also in the chat if you would like to join the panel. Please hit the like button on the way in. Please hit the Cash App. Please hit the PayPal. Let's go. Shout outs to War Master. Let's
more. Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Malik! The fuck is you doing in my deep freezer?
Mom, it's hot.
Get the fuck out of my deep freezer right now. Why don't you get your ass in my deep freezer?
It's hot, Mom.
Where the fuck is my meat at?
Mom.
You took all my fucking meat out of my freezer, Malik.
It was hot.
Put my shit back in my freezer right now.
Yeah.
Put it back! Now!
But Mom, you told me I could turn on the AC.
I don't give a fuck. That don't mean get in my deep freezer, Malik.
But Mom.
Malik, put
This guy's a savage, man. This dude is a damn savage. Shout outs to everybody in the building. Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Sunday. Well, Saturday now, you know. But we here. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get back into it. Hold on.
happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
The easy thing is to act pro-black and suck up to the black community. But you don't get no points acting pro-black and sucking up to the black community because, honestly, nobody really cares and give a damn how pro-black you are. That don't mean shit. The pro-black community has reduced itself to black female worship. Pick up a book if you think I'm wrong. These are the same community of people that you have to beg them to pick up a book. Player talk, let's go.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall
I'm an
of
equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
You
taking
don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion.
Yeah, you listen. I mean, and this is why I brought up Bill Cosby earlier. They canceled Bill Cosby because he was talking shit about black people. But honestly, black people don't give a fuck if you talk shit about them. They draw the line when you stop worshiping black women.
Is the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you
just nasty work, man. Nasty work, bro. Yo, I don't know how Anton sleep at night, man, but I'm not Anton. Let me know in the comment section. What do you got?
Oh, we sleep good. Let's see who else had an opinion on this. You had mediocre tutorials and reviews. Now, his co-host, I'm going to find a video with his co-host, because his co-host, this guy right here, was actually saying some real shit. He said he would debate Anton, but, let's go.
So Corey handled himself well, because I know Corey, right? Corey is, if any disrespect, he's about that action.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But when
my bad. Hold on. Again, shout outs to Warmaster. Warmaster said, "One wheel is your friend, unlike Crapple." My bad, bro. I knew I was forgetting something. I didn't even get a chance to read Warmaster's comment. Shout outs to Warmaster. As always, thank you for supporting the show. Let's go.
Yo. What? I did not hate you. Yo, y'all some scammers, bro. I got the whole shit on camera. Move.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Somebody's running a play, you can't just be about that action, because if they're running a play, you could actually be carrying out somebody else's agenda by standing on something that's connected to your principles.
100%. I 100% agree. Craig Fax, comedian, regular participant on the 5150 show, and also partner of Corey Holcomb, recently dropped his own thoughts in regards to the Corey Holcomb versus Anton Daniels situation. I want to go over his thoughts. He was actually another man that was in the room at the time, so he might provide additional perspective on what was going on. So let's hear what he has to say. Let's go.
Go ahead, Joe. Do your thing, man.
Oh, man. Fuck Anton. Texas sharpshooter fallacy. That was a great exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy last night on 5150, done by Antoine. Now, I say in recent history, the greatest exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy was the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp. What is a Texas sharpshooter fallacy? As I eat this apple. A Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when a person paints a narrative around a situation as their argument, and they frame the narrative, and they take a shot shot, right? They pose an argument and they frame a narrative around the argument so they can seem accurate. Follow me. Again, Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when somebody poses an argument and they frame a narrative around the argument to make it seem like what they're saying is accurate.
This is also referred to as a straw man argument. Instead of arguing your actual point, they will construct a narrative and then argue that point, acting as if it's something that you ever said. But let's listen.
All right, look that up so you can follow me. We with you. Okay, so bam. Last night was a cavalcade of illogical fallacy. You had two men who have opposing opinions. Both have justified opinions to feel that whatever way they want to feel.
Sure.
Antoine being a conservative, pushing the narratives he pushed, he has the right to do it. Corey being who Corey is, being a comedian with a comedic point of view. Yep. That's what a lot of people who are political don't understand about a comic. A comic's political point of view is personal.
All right, hold up. Give me 1 second, guys. Please hit the like button on the way in. Please support the show. Let's go.
It's not political. So it's a personal point of view based on life experiences, and it's your interpretation of the world through your view.
Sure.
When you have somebody that's political, their worldview is really a microcosm of whatever political party they're subservient to. So that was the dichotomy. That was the difference. That was the minute difference in the messaging that was coming from both brothers. Corey is speaking.
Bro, use a lot of little $20 words, man.
His comedic point of view, his comedic point of view versus a political point of view. See, in politics, they always try to make the party's agenda supersede the individuals. If I was on the show, once I sensed that Antoine was speaking in Texas sharpshooter fallacy, I would have ended the show or stopped the conversation, because now I understand that he has an agenda, and his agenda is not based in logic. It's based in a narrative.
Let me comment on a couple of these things.
It's not even really that deep, even though he did go up there with the narrative. Corey kind of walked himself into that. And honestly, I think I would be able to speak as a podcast host, right? And just anybody that because even you guys will talk about certain things or say certain things that I don't know about. But the problem, the thing about me is that I come off as a know-it-all to a certain degree, a subject matter expert. You kind of have to, but I'm open to learn. When you're doing stuff like this, it's really no such thing as a debate, to tell you the truth, because in a debate, and even if there is a debate, there's a debate is really more so of a learning opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? It's more so to learn. You should learn more in a debate than argue. Because with the evidence presented, the thing is that the reason why a lot of black people and just people in general, when they get into debates, the reason why it turns into some goofy argument is because a lot of people aren't open to learn. You understand what I'm saying? One of the things about me is that most people don't know me or won't know me, and I'm in a good way, not in a bad way. I'm so multi-sided that it's like, okay, and honestly, for real, I don't, people do have an opinion of me or how we met or when we met or where we met and stuff like that. It varies from person to person. But what I'm saying is that the reason why people get into shouting matches and these big old arguments over mundane shit is because they're not willing to learn. And the thing is that a lot of these arguments and things that we talk about, the reason why people can't really let it go, or they get into these crazy arguments that they shouldn't have gotten into in the first place, is because a lot of the stuff that they believe in prior to whatever little goofball debate they call themselves getting into, they have their identities tied to this thing. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times you're gonna argue with people about politics because they're like, "Hey, I'm this," and what they do is that they identify with it. It's tied to their identity. So a lot of times when new information is presented in a debate or argument and stuff like that, a lot of times people are super stubborn because they're not willing to give up their quote unquote, not even just mindset or be open to a new mindset. You got to understand, you got to listen to the language that when people speak or how they speak about some of the things that they're talking about that they believe in, is because they have their identity tied to it. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why you can barely talk to certain pro blacks like Corey or other people that that believe in what they believe in is because the reason why it's hard to talk to them is because their identity is tied into that. You talk to a lot of these pro black people, the reason why you really can't talk to them is because their identity is wrapped up into it. And they barely know what they're talking about. Most pro blacks barely know what the hell they're talking about. And that's all you really saw here in this conversation. He didn't really want to have the pro black quote unquote conversation. He just wanted to see if you had it in you to say some crazy shit about white people. You know? And honestly, if he believed what he thought it believed, it's like, okay, well, go ahead and crash out and fuck up your bag. If that's who he believes that you believe is paying you. You know? He think the white man was paying Anton, or Anton is in with the. And black people, when you crash out like that, black people don't give a shit about you. I was gonna use him as an example, but it's funny that we're going over a video of his right now. When Pearly Things, because we're gonna get to that later. When Pearly Things said what she said about black people and niggas was crashing out about it, pretending to be fake pro-black, because they don't listen to Sarah Garvey, and they really don't give a fuck about mediocre tutorials and reviews. Black people fucked up MTR's bag. Oh yeah, don't think we forgot. They fucked up MTR's bag, and to this day, they don't give a shit about him. You don't get kudos or points in the black community for being pro-black, because at the end of the day, it's all women worship anyway. They made him had some goofy ass apology to Pearl, and they don't give a fuck about no goddamn MTR. They don't give a fuck about no goddamn MTR. And they'll go back and go watch Pearly Things. They don't give a damn. So it goes back to what I'm telling y'all. Race loyalty. Yeah, in this case, Corey is the definition of a nigga that's loud and raw. And it was an opportunity. I'm not saying, because some people, they're not going to take schooling from anybody just because who the person is schooling it is. You know what I'm saying? Right message, wrong messenger in their mind, right, y'all? But Corey squandered his opportunity to actually learn from Anton. He could have actually learned from Anton. Because honestly, Anton, in this case, wasn't really saying anything wrong. But the thing is that you're talking to a race of people that you have to beg them to read about their own fucking history. So when you're trailblazing and say, yo, look, we got to get up off this bullshit. We got to actually pay attention to what's going on. Vote locally. black people are not Democrats, we're actually Republicans and stuff like that, you're blazing past a whole bunch of shit niggas haven't read. You are delivering information at a rapid rate that they can't comprehend. And when you do stuff like that, when you're saying something that they don't understand and you're delivering information at a rapid rate and they feel as if they can't learn from you or shouldn't be able to tell them nothing, it's going to end up like this all the time. It's like, "Oh, he haven't read that book yet or watched that YouTube video yet. He don't know that black people are actually conservative." You know? And that's why I just stopped debating and talking to fake pro black niggas, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? The actual real pro black dudes ain't the ones overtly acting pro black. That's the funny part. Conservatives are actually the real pro black ones, to tell you the truth, because they read the book. They did their research. And Corey is online and adjacent to these spaces, but he's not as online every day and chopping it up with these people and learning the talking points. Corey don't know what a damn panda bear is and all that other. He don't know any of that shit. He doesn't know. So Anton Daniels, to a certain degree, talking to him on that platform is like a 16-year-old son speaking a completely different language. I argued with shout outs to Lou, wherever he was at. I argued with Lou. You know, it was a time where you know, niggas got all their studio advice from me, and niggas was trying to discredit me and stuff, and then we end up coming up here and was talking crazy, and then we end up getting into some pro black conversation. And I know what I can say that'll go over a pro black nigga's head. I'll tell a pro black nigga in a heartbeat. I'm like, nigga, why y'all keep wanting to talk about slavery? You know what's the first thing you give a slave? Freedom. And you can just watch the lights turn off in their head and swim around. What the fuck you mean? And this is the same thing when Kanye said that black people chose slavery. Went over niggas' heads. Went over niggas' heads. And some nigga will be like, Kuda, why would you say that? Why would you say the first thing you give a the first thing you give a slave is freedom? Because you give a slave freedom. You can't efficiently wash my dishes with shackles on your feet and chains on your hand. And it's just so sad that black people think so highly of themselves that now it's like they're the warped ones. You think that if you take the chains off of somebody and give them freedom, that you're actually going to do some free nigga shit. No, you're going to do the same shit you were going to do with them chains on, just more efficiently now. Like, niggas wake up every day and think that white people are fucking worried about white people. I assure you, white people are not worried about black people, bro. At this point, you're just clamoring to be their favorite person, their favorite punching bag. Niggas don't even leave the States and to see that, oh man, the Glacier Man has been everywhere. He not just racist towards me, he racist towards other people too. All over the world. And he done did something to them too, all over the world. I mean, you should. I mean, you should think about it. If you're gonna take that stance and you're gonna take that disposition, I mean, you might as well. You already are closer to them in mindset than anything else. Or did you not read that book yet? Black people in America are closest to the same white people that they criticize. It's just the American thing. We've inherited it. So when a black man says, hey man, black people are more racist to black people than a lot of people, it's the truth. And even if you don't think it's the truth mindset wise, it's the truth proximity wise. But then you do your research and you realize that's for everybody. Oh, black on black crime. Hey, black on black crime. Actually, race on race crime is a big thing. White on white crime is a big thing. So when you know your shit, and somebody that's less respectfully trying to walk you down into something, man, you don't crash out behind somebody that don't even know what the hell they talking about. You just keep the conversation short with them. Stop arguing with them. Respectfully. That's the best thing you can do for your peace of mind. Fuck their peace of mind. You already knowing what you know. If you know what you already know you can disturb their peace of mind. At this point, it's like, oh, okay, let me preserve my shit. Niggas can't hang when you get to a certain level of knowledge. Niggas can't hang with you, and you can't hang with them neither. Especially if you really want to let your hair down and relax. I already know conversational pressure points. We made these conversational pressure points. People tend to forget. I'm one of the original content creators in these spaces. We made these. You know what?
Don't agree with what Craig is saying right here. You could say that there are commentators out there that don't have their own thoughts, opinions, feelings, ideologies, perspectives, and they are just a mouthpiece to whatever political narrative. But that's not really what caused the dust up. What caused the dust up was kissing of a white man's ass. Comment back was upping the ante of slurping down BBC. Corey's comment towards Anton resulted in a verbal response. Anton's comment towards Corey resulted in a threatening response. That back and forth, that simple back and forth was what instigated it to the next level. Now, if you're saying that Anton was doing that prior to any of that, then that is your opinion of the situation. I would hope that any of us with a microphone are not saying things predicated on a political party, right? Like, or in complete alliance with someone else's thoughts, opinion. And in fact, you're saying things kind of just based off of the way that you think about it. Even thinking about the logic of a straw man argument or like Texas sharpshooter, right? You could be saying that you are going to cut the interview once you realize that they are just a mouthpiece. But then Anton can say, not a mouthpiece. You're actually setting up a logical fallacy or.
Let's just. Why are you even going through this, bro? Niggas up here confusing me, though. Why are you even going through this? Let's just say that Corey Holcomb was wrong. He had that old school nigga mindset. Oh, if you're Republican, you're hanging out with them white boys. You think you're a white boy. Just say you don't understand. You don't have to do all of this word salad, circle jerking shit. Just if you're Republican, they think you're MAGA and those are your friends and you're showing out for the white community and shit like that. Just say he's tap dancing for the white community because you don't understand what the fuck's going on. That's all you gotta say. Oh, I saw you over there hanging out with them white boys, and I feel that the stuff that you were saying over there and stuff like that was disparaging black people and stuff like that. And you know we're not Republican, and Donald Trump is doing this and blah blah. Just say that. Because when you don't keep it real and you don't just say what the hell you trying to say, bro, you make yourself an easy mark. And that's what happened to Corey. It's like, oh, I know the answer to this one is this. And you think nobody else knows the answer but you. No, it's like, no, we know the answer. Like you're not the only person with a phone. You're not the only person participating in Al Gore's internet. Jesus Christ.
a straw man argument and attacking the political party as opposed to attacking
And
that. Hey, this is.
And we said Corey was sucking black dick. Corey looked at him and looked at the camera like that. So if you're looking at how Corey is looking at the camera right now, that's right after that. That was his reaction. That was right after he said it.
Actually my thoughts and opinions on things. But nevertheless, when going into a debate like this, both participants are very aware of, more than likely, if they did research, they're very aware of the different points and positions, right? Like they understand that they're going to be talking to their complete opposite. So I don't know, it should not be a surprise that the majority of Anton's talking points come from a much more conservative perspective. But let's keep listening.
Understand what I'm saying?
And honestly, in this day and age, if you're still a black Democrat, it's either you're willingly doing that or you're not keeping up with politics as you claim to be. Because at this point, Democrats are by the boatload. Democrats are sending their own over to the Republican side. The left is cannibalizing itself. I don't know if you've been under a rock or where some of you guys have been, but the left is eating itself. Its foot is ass deep down its throat. That they have to lie to each other. They have to lie to themselves to keep people over there. The left is eating its own, is cannibalizing itself. You have no choice, damn near, but to run to the right at this point. They're leaving y'all with no choice but to run to the right at this point. At this point, actual Democrats are dinos. They're Democrat in name only. Shout outs to War Master. Let's go.
So that's the difference. People who operate and build from a narrative or within a narrative will not allow you to shadow that narrative because that's the only thing they have to anchor themselves in a debate or a conversation. You have to understand the agenda when you're in these types of situations. So Corey handled himself well because I know Corey, right? Corey is a...
He kind of didn't. He kind of didn't. Because when he tried to take it to the next level, Anton took it to the next level. Anton played chess with him. Oh, you're going to disrespect me? Okay, you suck black dick. Okay, don't say I suck black dick. Okay, I think you suck black dick. Okay, say it again. I'm going to get up and get in your face. I'm going to move my rook and take it to the next level. Okay, well, I'm going to take my bishop and tell your ass, let's go outside. We can hit about it. If you want to fight me that much, we can hit about it. Let's go outside. Whoop-de-doo. Up and away. Oh, you don't want to go outside now? Okay.
If any disrespect, he's about that action. You know what I'm saying? So, but when somebody's running a play, you can't just be about that action because if they're running a play,
yeah, it's like, yeah, all right, well, let's not fight on camera. Let's go outside. Yeah, that was the move that won. He invited him to a fight. He's like, oh, okay, this is how you feel? All right, let's go.
You can actually be carrying out somebody else's agenda.
I mean,
Corey sat there the whole time explaining certain things you don't say to a man. I think we know that. Right, Lonnie. Right. The same one.
Standing on.
Y'all hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. If you haven't, please support the show via Cash App, via PayPal. If you guys are enjoying the show, let's get it.
On something that's connected to your principles.
100%.
2 hours and 41 minutes into the madness.
I 100% agree with this right here. And it sounds as if, like, if they talked about it behind scenes and if he gave him that feedback, that is fantastic feedback, which is why I've said throughout all of this is that in the short term, reacting by puffing up your chest or what might have come accustomed to you, years before as taught to you by your OGs, or how you handle a situation if you feel like a man is slighting you based off of your sexuality, that doesn't fly within a new internet culture, and especially not in debate form where you might actually earn less.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he got it. It's in his. I mean, I get what Craig is saying, but it's in his best interest to stick up for Corey, for sure. Right, Lonnie?
Respect from a threat of somebody, because instead of addressing the points or even responding back to somebody giving you the same energy in a way to one up what they gave at you, even if you do that through a comedic lens or angle, not doing that and wanting to take it physical. And
the thing is that he just Corey barked up the wrong tree. He at this point, he thought he could have bullied Anton, and it didn't go the way he thought it was going to go. Shouts to Brian Wells. Shouts to Woody Pack in the building. He said, man, this was trauma, the whole thing, and our side of the fence, for sure.
Not follow up on that physicality. If that person says, let's go outside, it doesn't do any good. And the thing is that in talking with Corey, behind scenes, it's a good brother right here, man. Very respectful brother, very humble brother.
And listen, and I love Corey Holcomb, but bruh.
I felt like I was talking to somebody that I've known for years. That's how good that the conversation was with him. So I know that he's actually like that. There's just something that happens when you have your brand, your audience, millions of dollars on the line, and you have someone who's diametrically opposed. Like Anton's purpose in here is inevitably
he made Anton look like the biggest gangster on the planet. Anton running around like the biggest gangster on the planet now.
Not to shake hands on the end.
Insane One says, I told someone earlier, Anton did that Othello reversey move. You said Corey said he kissed white man's ass. Anton flipped the color and upped the score by saying he sucked black people's dick. Yeah. And basically he would just say he's overtly pro-black. No, I don't have that video, but actually, I fell asleep. Zoe Williams actually responded. Zoe Williams actually broke the video. Broke the video down. I didn't get to see exactly what he said though. Shout outs to Zoe.
This it is to take his talking points, his agenda, if you want to say that. His points, his positions, his audience, his brand is up against a political perspective, and albeit it might be a comedian's perspective, but a political perspective that is completely opposite. I think that it's interesting that, Corey will say something like, you'll kiss the white man's ass.
Yeah, he's like that hyena. It's like that hyena that went after a damn porcupine and got poked,
But then it seems as though
you can see the porcupine's quills in the hyena's mouth. That nigga can't close his mouth. And you like, damn. Okay, that's what's up. Shouts to Woody. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, Corey, it was embarrassing.
Corey is in defense of the Minnesota woman and her actions, which led to a white officer, ending her life. What I find interesting about these conversations is that I think that culturally, black people, we want to talk about black people are not a monolith. I think culturally, black people are conservative as hell. Politically, black people are liberal as hell. And I find that so fascinating to me that the culture can be so different than the political ideologies, but it also helps me understand at the base of it that marketing and politics works. But if you bring someone to your platform, they decide to go scorch earth and then rage bait you, right? If their goal is to get you off of your center or to display a component of you.
Now, I don't think, Anton kind of did go up there with a chip on his shoulder, but I don't think he wanted to rage bait Corey. But since he was there, shit, whoop-de-doo. Shout outs to Dollar Washer in the building. Good to see you, player. Please hit the like button on the way in. We here. All right. I don't think he meant to rage bait Corey, but Corey fell into it and kept falling into it. So, hey.
That is not accustomed to you. I mean, Corey even said it that like he don't want to do this, right? Like he don't want to threaten, and he's not about that. You know, he said that multiple times within that. So for Anton to say something to get him out of character, that's tough. That's y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Because when somebody studies you, they understand your principles.
They understand what makes you tick.
They base the narrative around the triggers that would be markers inside the principles you have.
Correct.
For instance, if you're a Christian or if you don't agree with a homosexual lifestyle,
they're going to poke at it.
It's called a dog whistle in politics. They will say things that trigger you and evoke a response that makes it seems like you're being emotional. That's why Antoine started.
Yeah, but it's like, imagine being a debate shark and not knowing what the hell you're talking about. And honestly, you know what I think it is, y'all? You know what I think it is? When it comes to this space. We, I educate you guys too. And you guys educate me also, But we've lost so much of the education element in this space. I think some of this shit is just people begging other people as a cheap form to educate, to be educated, or to like try to educate themselves. That's what it's looking like. Like it's like a cheap way to get a free education. Does that make sense? This is how you gotta get your damn education. A nigga gotta pull teeth first. A nigga gotta pull teeth first. It's a cheap way. It's a cheap way to try to educate yourself. By baiting a nigga into teaching you something.
Being very direct and started being very accusational because he was trying to trigger Corey. And it worked for a bit, but Corey caught himself and handled himself like a G.
And he wasn't trying to trigger Corey. Corey started this shit. He wasn't trying to trigger Corey. You can't overtly draw in a point and say somebody kisses white ass, and then when they up the ante, it's like, oh, okay, and then you get triggered. He wasn't trying to trigger Corey. He triggered Corey. What's going on, Bros? Flat Power God. Good to see you, bro. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get it.
Hope they can get back together and do
facts,
it more.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, what we need in our community is not niggas that want to be right. We need niggas that want to push an intellectual agenda that furthers the common consciousness of everybody black. Do your research on most cult leaders or most dictators or most people who rose to power and did some absolutely heinous things. These are people who willed their way into that position and dealt with a lot of rejection. So when you're dealing with somebody that
those are also people that understood how to communicate to emote emotions from the people that they were speaking to. Hear me out. The best public speakers will get you in your emotions. Why? Because from your emotions,
Listen, that's not necessarily true. It's not even the best public speakers will get you into your emotions. The best public speakers can actually explain to you what you're feeling, and actually they can amplify it. It's not even about getting people into their emotions. A lot of people are lonely and they want to know other people feel like they do. And when you're better at regulating your emotions and you have the gift of gab and you're able to talk about your emotions and probably articulate yourself in a certain type of way, it helps them reconcile with their emotions, because it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. I'm glad he said it like that, because I wouldn't be able to word it so well. And it creates it creates a point of interest to them, because they're like, they have somebody that not necessarily that can empathize with them, but somebody that feels the same way about certain things that they feel, or can give them a perspective on something that they feel, on a way that they feel that they haven't yet been able to work out yet. So it's not necessarily somebody that knows how to channel somebody's emotions. It's somebody that also knows how to articulate themselves or express how they feel. Because if you can express how you feel, you may be able to express how other people may feel about the situation, or be able to add perspective or light on something. Not necessarily try to swindle somebody or try to get them to feel a certain type of way, or emotionally respond.
I can get you to do what I want you to do. Politically, it might be vote for me, because now I'm tapped into your emotions. I'm tapped into your psyche. I'm tapped into your why. I'm tapped into how it is that you feel about a certain situation. So I can overstep logic. I can overstep logic if I get you in your feelings to try to direct whatever it is that I want about
You don't have to get people in their feelings.
That's why
already in their feelings.
On the internet, right, or in communication, the person that emotional emotional first loses, because now you are at the control of the person who got you emotional, got you there. Okay. Now, from Corey's perspective, if he comes from a culture of much more hood politics, right? He references jail culture, and he actually compared that to Anton's knowledge of the world, even though Corey had not been to prison. But nevertheless, if that's your reference.
Corey took the Pookie position and tried to say that Anton is not street, because he's trying to say that Anton couldn't pick up on the fact that you don't talk to other men like that. Like I said, technically, Corey took on the Pookie side of the conversation. And if you guys are quote unquote upstanding black men, then in a weird way, y'all should have automatically been on Anton's side, the well-to-do brother. Because remember, you're supposed to be in the hood and you're supposed to be trying to better yourself and get yourself out of fucked up circumstances. Remember? Not my words, black people's words. All right, let's go.
Reference for that. This is not prison. We're on the internet, baby. Well, at least I am, right? They're in person. And on top of that, you say things, you take it to the level of threatening. That person doesn't back down and acts to go outside, and then it's not taken beyond that, is looked at a certain type of a way. But I'm happy that after, getting up out of his normal, he was able to refrain his mind, because he's a mature OG, and just say, all right, let's just talk about this, and then they inevitably did. Don't say that I had a BBC in front of my face dangling, right? But let's talk about this. But Craig's absolutely right in his intelligent assessment of all of this is that you inevitably, you want to see them back together. You want to see them heal this.
There's somebody that has an agenda. They will sacrifice the greater good of themselves so one day they can position themselves to be able to tell you what to do and run your life. I'm telling you, you can't stop you can't just come with the buster bitch nigga talk, whole nigga talk, rat, coon talk. You have to understand what's going on completely, even if it don't match how you feel. If somebody is dealing in narratives and speaking in fallacy, they're trying to evoke emotion to make you seem hypocritical and control people's view of you. But it ain't over though. I hope it ain't over. I hope it ain't over. Man, look, man, it's so many great things that come from niggas putting their differences to the side and saying, okay, nigga, all right, let's go into, let's do what we got to do. Now let's get back to the agenda. I already know Corey's thing is helping black people, helping black women and young men see the light. I don't know much about Antoine, but he says some things. I mean, we need that type of niggas. You need it. Be scared of a little bit of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's what this shit is about. Every movement has conflicts, man. But respectfully, nigga, it's like at the end of the day, two niggas standing on business, they stand on business. It is what it is.
Right. Now, I mean, Anton invited him to go outside and do what you just said. Anton did invite him outside, so
I was all the way at station 1640 in Hollywood. Look up station 1640 in Hollywood. I had a show that started at 10, right? I'm on my way from my crib. It's about 9:05. I turn on the show, they arguing. I hear the dude say my name and call me a yes man, right? Then I see it getting heated. I pull up to my show. I say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to the studio. So I drive from Hollywood to Pasadena, nigga. I wasn't supposed to be there. Hopped the gate. When I pulled up, I blocked the entrance so he couldn't get out. I hopped the gate, but he was already gone. He was already out of there. So I pulled up, had a couple homies tucked in the corner, waiting on that action boss. I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? What's up, mainline? And then I got my ass back to my show. So let me tell you something, man, about this comedy game, man.
Listen, but here's
and one of the things that Anton said was black people gonna be the first one to try to do something to you. And Corey Holcomb proved him right. Yeah, outside would have. Yeah, Corey, he thought twice. He knew that, don't go outside, bro. I'm not saying Corey's afraid of Anton, but like, bro, you sometimes you gotta remind niggas, bro. It's like, bro, I'm not a YN anymore, bro. I'm not a YN anymore. And if you're not, I don't know. Sometimes you got to remind yourself, I'm not a YN anymore. Darlene would have had to be rubbing Bengay on Corey's back when he got back inside the damn studio. Sometimes you got to remind yourself, I am not a YN anymore. I am not a young nigga anymore. I am going to feel this tomorrow. Go get that icy hot back patch. Rub this damn Bengay on my back so I can go to sleep and realize what the fuck I did tomorrow. I am not a YN anymore. Now, if a couple shots of Hennessy, I might operate like a YN. I'm not a YN anymore.
The thing, though, he did that at one particular junction of his life, but ask him if he will do it now.
Right.
Ask him after all of the success. Ask him after, and I don't know what type of money that, Craig Fax is dealing with right now. I don't know if he has kids now. He didn't have kids in that prior situation. When you have a lot more to lose, you're going to think a lot more long term because you got to go to work the next day, right? You don't have time for the law. You ain't have time for the...
Yeah, they're trying to jump him and shit. Like, what the...
The lawyers, you don't have time for the conflict. You can't, right? You might be in a position where you can't walk into the office with black eyes, right? Like, what you're going to tell them that you got into a car accident or something like that, right? You may have a lot more to lose. And without a doubt, if you're putting yourself in risky situations, you might be impacting your freedom, your bag, as well as your sanity, or even your life. But let's keep going.
comedian. I got my own career. I push my own line. I got things I want to accomplish for me and my family that have nothing to do with 5150. I'm a part of 5150. I'm a diehard 5150 guy. But when I heard Antoine attacking the brand, I didn't appreciate that, man.
That's fair.
We're talking about a legend in Corey Holcomb that sacrificed a lot and experiences a lot of controversy for having the heart to speak how he feels, regardless of what people think about him. You know what I'm saying? So when that nigga said I was just happy to be here, I laughed because look, I'm a comedian. Anybody that really do comedy know Corey Holcomb is one of them niggas. It's an honor to do 5150. I'm not on 5150 to make it my show, nigga. That's Corey's show, nigga. I'm there to be a compliment, you weird ass nigga. But I love to debate you. I love to debate you. You got to play your position on whatever team you on. It's called alignment, exactly. You can't be out of alignment and call yourself a man. It don't work like that. I got my own ship I'm building right here. I got my own studio I'm sitting in right the fuck now, nigga.
Right.
I ain't no status-driven nigga where I feel like I got to step in every situation and make it my shit and dominate. That's some whole shit to me. I pulled up because I wanted to have that conversation face to, and I had never really heard of dude. I seen him online and shit here and there, but I really don't follow dude like that. I didn't know what he was on. When Corey said he was gonna have him on the show, I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about the dude. We don't got nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to smoke, he can get it. I want the debate. Come on, Craig Facts, man. I'll kill you off. Yeah, man, we got to understand, man, when something is agenda-based and something is based in illogic, you gain nothing from giving that attention.
Now, hold on, y'all. Now, if you look right here, we're gonna check out both of these. K-Facts, you're hearing right now, this comedian. He got a show that he did a day ago. Right here. So we might take a look at that. O'Shea just dropped a video 16 minutes ago. So, O'Shea, he going to get this Anton stimulus package because, he been trying to beef with Anton for the longest time. Fake friends. So we're going to get back. All right, I got you guys. Please hit the like button. Let's go.
As far as your emotion is concerned, once somebody is speaking
this is my point.
Logic, you got to let them have that. The hardest thing is for us to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because it triggers us. People who ain't on shit know how to trigger people in order to gain their attention. Man, you go through this.
Like, niggas will say all of this intellectual stuff and be the main ones on some nigga shit. We need to be black people together. We need to piece it up. I'm trying to fight.
All the time with scumbag bitch. You do everything right for a chick, and then once you don't do one thing right, you all kind of bitch.
They forget everything that you've done,
you
right?
You got a little dick.
Right.
You know how I get? That's the same type of shit. But yeah, man, that was an interesting thing. I got so many calls and so many. Look, I don't crash out for nobody. So even me pulling up last night wasn't no crash out. I'm my own motherfucker. Man, you know what I'm saying? I don't crash out, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You feel me? So respect is number one. You know what I mean? I got a family, nigga. I got places to go in life. We all got limited time. You feel me? So stick to your shit, man. It was a bunch of shit. The ad hominem was very present. That's when instead of sticking to the argument, somebody focuses on a flaw. You know what I mean? So it was very agenda-based. Shout out to Corey, Anton. Y'all need to run that back.
Yeah.
Run it back with me if you like. I would love to do that. Man called Corey racist. Right. You can't be racist if you're not white. I mean, that's a power structure thing. But look, this is why Neely...
See? We already had these conversations, bro. Weak sauce. Let's go.
Fuller said black people shouldn't even be around each other. We shouldn't even be around each other until black people shouldn't even be.
Craig, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you end up having a debate with Anton and you say that you can't be racist unless you're white, see the thing is that and I don't want to get into like political conversations like that on this platform and even take it down there. But what I find so interesting is what's happening in the history behind it. What has happened is that
and don't get me started on all of these niggas stealing Tariq Nasheed talking points. That's what really pisses me off. The ones that call themselves trying to have a conversation with you and all they're doing is repeating Tariq Nasheed talking points. You crazy as hell entering into a debate without your own talking points. You a special nigga if you do that.
Black people, right? Like there was a time period where if you voted anything but Democrat and you were black, you were everything under the sun, all of the racist terms, da 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 da. Now, because of I think the internet and a lot more people are incentivized to talk about things with free thought, free spirit, because there is money associated or attached to it. Now, people who generally culturally only thought one way or voted one way, now there's this surplus of people that are speaking something completely different. And I think those that either have not really been on the internet like that, not have had time to consume some of these talking points, you know, some of their arguments or things that they say are novice in comparison to the years that some of these commentators on the opposite side, they've been dealing with and handling questions or perspectives as amateur and novices that for years now, right? Like that's a
no. What we do, guys like myself and people that actually have these conversations, because people been bitching all their career in life, talking about some who gonna have the conversation. I don't see black people at the conversation. Who gonna have the conversation? The people that actually have the conversation, we deal with these talking points, weird ass personalities, and all kinds of shit online damn near all day at a rapid rate that we seen you before you even seen us. We seen you before you even seen us. And if you're not there, you wasn't there. And we're battle tested. Don't forget that part. We're battle tested. Bald nigga, bald nigga, bald nigga, bald nigga. Let's go. We battle tested.
Layup for someone like an Anton to be able to go back and forth and spar with you on. But nevertheless, I agree with 90% of the things that Craig said within this video. And also, too, he said something very important. He said, you know, I'm getting my my content stuff together, got a studio. There's so many talented, creative dudes, and shit, some of them are my very best friends. So funny, so intelligent, right? Like, but they're very good at the creativity. Some of the funniest dudes that you know, some of the most intelligent, smart, right? Like, but they don't have the business aspect, right? Like they don't have the system. They don't have the structure. They don't understand the hardware. So although they have all of this in a new internet culture in terms of propagating their own lives, their own business, their own value, it's a lot more difficult for them because they'd rather just do it in reality, or they don't want to take the time to sort of like create or build for themselves. Or maybe they think that they don't have the aptitude. Maybe they associate all of that with being a corny or a lame. I'll be a corny and a lame every day of the week if I can wake up every morning, hit my office up, talk ish on the internet for a couple of hours, upload the video, and go live my life and but I've spent years doing this, and I put the systems in play in order and have the team behind me in order to support this type of creation. So I just think it's interesting that you have someone as talented and as smart as a Craig get up on here and talk about that he's putting all of his stuff together, which is something that he should have been working on years before. But it's also clear to me that, you know, he's received some of that inspiration for Corey, who's been doing this for a long time now. Anyway, I think that I'm done with all of my comments with him.
Everybody want to be us. Everybody want to be us now.
Do you know? Listen. Corey is.
By now, we all know what happened on the Corey Holcomb 5150 show. Anton Daniels pulled up. There was a standoff. Neither guy seemed to be backing down, and the podcast ended in chaos with Anton Daniels electing to leave instead of finishing the conversation. And of course, people are coming up with their own takes and what happened, but Anton Daniels is still giving an account of what he felt happened on the podcast. But not only on social media making claims about it. And by the way, Corey Holcomb has not talked about this ever since that day, and this is important. Anton Daniels is showing up to other people's podcasts saying things like this.
It was free reign. We was right there. We could have got it in. What is there to talk about?
Yeah.
And for the people that may say, nah, I came to your city in your studio knowing that you're disrespectful as what we talking about? This wasn't online. I wasn't talking in general. I'm talking right there to your face.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to deal with this whole situation because Anton Daniels has called people like Corey Holcomb a Neanderthal. He has said that, black people are not that smart and they are emotional. The problem with Anton Daniels' framework is this.
And let me tell you another thing about black people. They emotional. They can't hold that shit in.
So blacks are emotional. Okay. That's what you say. They can't handle these kind of conversations. But you admitted right now that you went on.
Bro, O'Shea has said way worse shit about black people. Like, what the fuck? O'Shea is selectively black. O'Shea has done and said way worse shit about black people. Oh my God. Oh.
In his podcast, you knew he was disrespectful. So then I'm going to come back and ask Anton Daniels again, respectfully, why did you go? You're the one that's always saying that blacks are emotional. In this case, blacks are Neanderthals, or certain people are Neanderthals, rather. Let me say that. Then you go on to the podcast. Why?
This is funny as fuck. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. 3 hours and 12 minutes into the madness. Are you not entertained? Shout outs to Shannon B, man. You said Corey gotta cut the tough guy act. This is too many times already. Well, look, Anton is the tough guy now. Anton Daniels, Steve A. Smith, Charles Barkley, and the fake internet gangsters are the only ones defending Corey. Damn. Well, it's only because they don't like Anton. And O'Shea is intellectualizing that he doesn't like Anton, but he just grasping for straws. O'Shea has said way worse shit to black people than Anton.
Because you knew
and about black people than Anton.
That this would end up being explosive and people would be talking about it. Because if he was really a person that was not on your level, you would not go. All right. So then you're talking about the fact that you went and you confronted him and you were willing to do whatever. Here's the problem with that.
And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because...
And O'Shea got called out by a whole bunch of black people because if you go back into the old days on YouTube, O'Shea used to kiss white people's ass. Oh, y'all wasn't there. Who remembers that? O'Shea was on here laughing with a bunch of white people. Man, they lit O'Shea's ass up. He had to double down on the pro-black shit. Oh, O'Shea used to be on here doing the same thing. Y'all wasn't around for that.
I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see, ain't
homie,
nobody
let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't suck.
Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
So fix
You doing
that.
it right now.
I don't.
You doing it right
Yeah,
now.
he did. He had to triple down on the Pearly Things videos because he was riding Pearly Things so hard.
Now, homie, believe me when I tell you, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats. Let's switch seats.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no. I don't do no sucking shit. I'm a man. I don't do no sucking shit.
I don't give about none
well,
of this
I
shit
tell you
right
what.
now.
Watch that sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no sucking,
You
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't with either. You
okay, but that shit. Oh, you go. Hey, homie, I tell.
So I'm playing this clip because it's important to the conversation. Anton Daniels says that Corey Holcomb sucks the dick of black people. So let me just give my honest opinion on this. Anton Daniels is not implying that Corey Holcomb is a homosexual. Corey Holcomb was saying you be sucking the ass of white people, and he just took it one step further. So to be honest, Corey Holcomb started this exchange first, and he just took it one step further. So to be fair, Anton Daniels would not have said that if Corey Holcomb would not have said that. And Corey Holcomb at a certain part in that conversation was being more aggressive than maybe he should have been. And that's just me looking at what they're trying to accomplish, which is something that's intellectual. But as you
get like 5 videos later, niggas will say 5 videos later. Let's go.
You can see here, Corey Holcomb did make an aggressive move. He changed positions from where he was to come to sit directly by Anton Daniels, and then he challenges Anton Daniels to say that he sucks D again. Anton Daniels refuses to make that same statement again, and the reason why Anton Daniels most likely did not make that statement again, because I'm almost 3,000% sure if he had made that statement again, this would have happened.
Let me be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. I want you to hear it from me directly. I would have beat the shit out of Corey.
Now, I'm not trying to say that Corey Holcomb was going to connect with the punch. I'm not trying to say that he was going to slap Anton. I'm not trying to say that he was going to do anything. But it is certain to understand, Corey Holcomb is a much bigger man than Anton Daniels. This is not to say that Anton Daniels cannot fight or Anton Daniels is scary. But what Anton Daniels does is he basically removes himself from the imminent danger, and to get up and say, let's go outside while you're standing up going outside is not giving this opportunity for a person to make a strike. So you didn't just sit there and say, you suck D again. You didn't say that. If you did say that.
Bro, like, I don't understand why y'all stuck on this. Y'all are trying so hard. Y'all are glazing so bad. Anton took it to the next level. He said, yo, we can go outside right now. That trumped that. He agreed. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to say that, but we can go outside right now. We can hit about it right now. He's pointing out. Look, he's pointing, saying we can go out back right now. He made the better chess move. God damn, why niggas this slow? Say it again. Yo, we can go outside and hit about it. He invited him. He said, okay, let's do it. You know, y'all don't know anything about reframe. He reframed it. He got up twice to say, yo, we can go outside right now.
And then he didn't do anything about it, then we could maybe.
How can you say, yo, Anton didn't do anything about it? He told the man to go outside, and the man didn't do anything about it. The man that took it to that level. Right. Insane. When it's on purpose, for sure.
We talk a little bit more trash, and I'm not trying to say that Anton Daniels was scary, because there was plenty of times where he was, right there. He wasn't moving, so we give you that respect. But this is the problem that I have with Anton.
Corey would have got the shit.
Yeah, he would have went out there. So I don't give a damn what Anton is saying right now. Even though Anton is posing as the biggest gangster online right now, he could do it. He could do it. He wasn't the one wolfing. Is he wolfing now? Probably, but this is after the fact. He wasn't wolfing then.
shit beat out of me. Corey would have got the shit beat out of me.
So all of this, I would have beat the S out of Corey. I would have did this. I would have did that. And again, if you from Northern California, if you from the Bay, these are wolf tickets.
Boy, that ain't got shit to do, nigga. What the fuck does Northern California have to do with this? That ain't got shit to do with no goddamn Northern California, bro. Stop it. Anybody from anywhere can get their ass beat. Being from Compton or wherever the hell you are doesn't make you an exempt. An exempt doesn't make you knockout exempt. Like, stop it. You got Chicago Savages getting shot in Orlando and shit. Like, nigga, that shit, the being from somewhere does not make you knockout exempt. Like, stop it now, man. Right. Anton can talk his shit now. Is it annoying? Yes, but he stood on his 2 feet. But that's not good because guess what? Now he gonna get tried everywhere he go. Because that's all black people see. Oh, you fight? Oh, you want to fight? Now some nigga gonna be like, man, I gotta take up Corey's fade for him. You know, some weird old nigga I gotta take up Corey. You know, I got it. I gotta take up Corey's fade for him. You know, LA niggas, you know, LA niggas move a little bit weird. Y'all, they be getting residual fades and shit. Like, you know. The fade transferred and deferred over to me. So now I gotta take up his, you know, I gotta take up his residual fades.
Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this wolf tickets is because you going around to everybody's podcast, weighing in on it. You calling into the Angry Man show. You calling into other people's topics.
I was just about to say, I know O'Shea wanted to use that Angry Man clip because he's stalking Anton.
Stuff like that. Bro, you addressed it as a grown man.
You want to know why O'Shea's stalking Anton? Y'all hit the like button, support the show, y'all. Please hit the Cash App. Please hit the PayPal at $PTV888. That's $PTV888. Y'all want to know why O'Shea's stalking Anton? I'll give it to you. I'm gonna give y'all this game. Straight lace, no chase. Y'all want to know